And we are back for another episode of the Scale of Fate with this party. We don't even have. You guys don't even have a name yet, do you? I don't even know if you guys.
Disco Inferno.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we had
Disco Inferno.
Okay, that name. The other crew. I call the other one the Chaos Crew because they weren't going to give themselves a name, and they are chaotic. But
ours is better.
You guys do better RP, for sure. Anyways,
that's because I'm schizophrenic.
Yep, that's it. That's the reason why. Previously, in the previous episode, you all had arrived in the city of Red Hill, the town of Red Hill, where you had all managed to acquire a place to rest, having a vision in the night of a strange figure with purple eyes that seemed somewhat familiar to you, yet the voice didn't match anything that you could decipher. Them talking about they'd been changed in what they should do and where they should go and things of that nature before saying that they were blessed. After that, you found that Calder locked himself away within the room that he was staying in for the night, leaving the rest of you to do some exploring around the town and possibly getting into a little bit of trouble, as you all decided to go into the mines that you weren't supposed to go into, but no one caught you, where you ran into a human individual wielding a pepper box that you ended up injuring using his own pepper box by causing it to essentially detonate in his hand.
Lead the fizz.
And causing him to go blind in one eye before having a conversation with the individual who was just down there to acquire materials, and it wasn't too happy about the situation that happened. I don't think he told you his name.
I don't care for his name.
But
you all shot me twice.
Self-defense.
It was not self-defense. I was standing there.
After you guys followed him to the kind of the end of the mine, acquiring your own little materials, a few crystals, as well as gold dust, while he was acquiring this possibly robust would be the word? Black powder of sorts for his weapons before leaving you behind. And as you guys returned to the tavern later in the day, meeting with Aurora, and speaking of a Goliath in the mountains that was larger than most, well, the devil heard you speak and arrived. And you all fought this Goliath who, when initially the fight started, was 14 feet tall. Near the end of the fight was probably about 23 feet tall. Before slaying him with the help of Aurora, who disintegrated him, and acquiring his sword and shield, and I think a ring as well. And that is where we left off. You are all in the middle of the street holding these weapons with Aurora near you, as the townsfolk are kind of staring at you in almost awe and disbelief at, well, what you just did and how you just saved them.
I'm gonna turn to the crowd and go, do we have witnesses? We have witnesses? I got a bounty to turn in. I just need to make sure I have witness statements saying that we did, in fact, kill this Goliath.
Multiple people nod.
Sick. I'm going to pass around a sheet of paper if you want to sign your signature, just so we can make sure we get our bounty. Love y'all. Shout out Red Hill. You guys are great. Very, grassroots kind of town. I'm just gonna give us a post-game interview with the crowd right now.
Can you roll me a persuasion check? The DC is not high, but I want you to roll a persuasion check to see how many people will sign this paper.
Sick.
Like this fascinates me that you did this.
You said what was it?
Persuasion.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
I got a 12.
Okay. There's about 15 people that step forward and are like, yeah, we'll sign
Dude,
this paper.
sick. I just needed like 3.
God damn,
The
yeah.
DC was like a 4. Like, if you rolled lower than a 4, no one was going to come towards you.
They're like, oh no. They rub their eyes. I don't think they killed him.
Yeah, I don't see a body. Yeah, so these individuals, like, they sign the paper. It's a mix of various individuals, all of which are adults, obviously. They're not really... there isn't really any kids that witness this fight, it seems like. It seems to be mostly teenagers.
I hope not.
And yeah, that was a violent fight. Anyway, Calder, while this is happening, while they're outside, you heard the commotion within your room. This fight probably lasted about a minute. So...
It was a long fight.
It was a fairly long fight. It was like an hour and a half of us rolling dice, but...
I feel bad for that human, though, I'm not gonna lie.
You guys stun-locked him to death.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
He did.
Anyways, you all...
Isn't it a girl?
It was a dude.
Oh, okay.
So Calder, what would you like to do as you hear, like, you just heard this commotion, you heard a fight happening before silence has followed.
I'll kind of like get up a little groggy or whatever and be like, oh, what the heck's happening? Like, be a little sniffly, like, still getting over himself, but doing a lot better.
I'd say it's been a few hours and you probably weren't crying by this point. You were probably
he cranked it out and he was fine.
He cranked it out. He cranked out the tears, got over the tears and was just kind of bummed out.
Sad.
Oh, yeah, actually, I had a question about this last time.
Yes.
What are Fire Genassi's tears like?
I was saying that they were steaming off of his face, but I don't know. Like, they're like physical tears, like they're actual tears, but they would like sizzle because the skin would be like warm enough to do that. But I could be wrong. I have no idea.
Fucking like salt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fully understand how Genassis work bodily.
Aren't they kind of like disfigured in a way because they don't have to be born as a Genassi?
I think they can be. I think most just take a human-like appearance.
Are created. There's a whole like thing where Genassis come from this giant oven. At least fire Genassis do. And it's super weird.
But in this case, Calder's not like that.
Yeah. But in this case, I'm like born of magic or whatever. Some weird shit.
Eldritch Horror.
Calder's an Eldritch Horror. It all makes sense now.
I crawled out of the salt of the earth.
I don't remember when
I am the production of your sins.
I'm gonna go on a tangent real quick. Have you guys seen the video of the little girl where it's like, do you remember when you were born? She's like, no, but I remember when the earth opened up and I crawled out of hell. Children are scary. Don't have children. Anyway. So you exit your room, kind of making your way down into the bar of the tavern, seeing multiple people looking out like this window, and they're kind of crowded in front of it, and there's a few that are standing at the door. No one's really saying anything. They're just kind of like staring outside and kind of this almost starstruck. Yeah, they're almost starstruck.
I'll walk over and be like, "What's happening?" And do I see Jotun or Orion or any of them?
You see some of them outside, as well as Aurora, who are just kind of standing in the middle of the street next to essentially ash and dust that seems to be blowing in the wind, as well as they're holding this odd longsword and a shield that they've just kind of been like looking at.
I'll be like,
Lord,
what are they doing?
Do we need to clean this up? Like, are there people around that are here to like can clean this at least?
I mean, they have
such a waste.
Like, parades, right? They have like parade cleaners, right?
It's a small town. They would probably just leave it there and let the elements take care of it.
All right.
It's a bunch of dust and ash. Like, you could sweep it off of the dirt road, but it's probably just gonna mix with the dirt.
I'm just gonna kick dirt on it. get it all mixed in.
But yes, this is the scene you see Kelder. Them just kind of standing in the... Kellic looking a little cut up, but he's fine nonetheless. Kind of standing off to the side.
I'll just like walk over and be like, "What did y'all do while I was in my room?"
Where do I begin?
You just
We found the Goliath. This is him, gesturing to the smoldering pile of ash. Well, this was him, and that crumpled sack of flesh over there was his partner. We really did a number on him, but I also have crystal meth in my bag. Don't tell the officials that. I also have this petition by 15 people saying that we in fact did kill the Goliath, and I have eyewitness statements, so we can get our bounty.
I'm gonna ignore that first part or second part, and okay, cool. Let's go get the bounty. Are we still trying to go through to Stone Farm, or do y'all want to stay here? And I'll see Aurora and be like, "Oh fuck, I didn't even know that you are here." Like, I need to ask you a few things if you have some free time.
I think a window's opened up.
Awesome. Hopefully it wasn't due to any of the adventures with the rest of my crew. We can go get food. What time is it?
By this point, it's about mid-afternoon. It was like nearing the end of the day when the Goliath kind of marched in.
It was like sundown when he walked in.
Yeah.
We should celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I'm going to take a bath because I need to rest my shoulder after getting shot fucking twice.
I'll be like, well, they rest up. If you need to do anything, go ahead. But we have a room. We can get you some food. I just have a few questions to ask before we head down to Stone Farm.
No, that's fine.
Awesome.
Kind of gestures to the tavern and just kind of says, "Lead the way."
I'll be like, all right. Do y'all need a hand with that gear? And I'll look over at Orion and I'm guessing Coach.
I think Yotan grabbed all of it.
I think he was shoving it into a bag of holding around this point. I remember that being said. He's like shoving the sword and the shield, and he got the sword into the bag of holding, but like the shield doesn't quite fit.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like trying to muscle it. It's not doing anything.
I'll look over and be
I can't.
do you need a hand,
I can't
big
use
guy?
He just kind of looks at you and just kind of slightly nods.
Be like, all right, give it here. I'll take it and loosen up the bag a little bit and like kind of like slide it in like a disc.
Let me a dex check or sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Okay, what? That is on the line between 5 and 13. Both numbers are glowing. What the fuck?
18.
7.
18.
7. You
I
can't
guess.
quite get it in there before Kellic kind of walks forward and just says, I can carry it on my bag.
Sounds good to me. And I'll hand it to him and start walking.
He takes it and kind of pulls off his bag and ties it onto it while you guys start moving towards the tavern. All right. You guys enter the tavern. I assume you each are going your own kind of separate ways. Or what are you all doing in here? I know one person said he's going to go take a bath.
Yeah, if he needs to rest up and clean up, I'll be here and I'll get us all food. I'll pay for it and
Well, we were eating before the fight happened.
Yeah, the rest of the party's eaten. You're the only one who hasn't.
We literally came back, ate dinner, and then he came in the middle of dinner, and we were like, oh,
he
shit.
came in the middle of dinner. Oh my! What manners does he have?
Only the greatest.
He was not packing for someone who was 13 feet tall. Oh my god, Schmeat
Don't
City over here.
Don't get us started. Tyler knows.
He was like a lifted truck.
We've dealt with many things in the past.
Schmeat City, am I right?
Schmeat City, yes, that's it. So you all kind of get settled within the tavern. Those who are cleaning up go and do their thing. Uh, the people in the town those that were already in the tavern at the time, seem to kind of just watch you for the longest time. They don't really no one says anything for the longest time. They all just kind of watch all of you come in and like get settled. And Calder, when you go to order food and stuff, the barkeep pretty much tells you it's on the house.
I'll be like,
The hog.
well, I appreciate it, and I'll toss him a gold coin as tip.
He catches it and pockets it and kind of just gives you a nod and gets the stuff that you asked for. After probably about 20 or 30 minutes of you all kind of like getting settled in here, people start talking again. A lot of people are still watching, like the group as a whole. And around this point, Kellic seems a little uncomfortable by it at first and decides that he is going to get up, and he moves over to the kind of this elevated platform onto the side and is going to start playing his viol, trying to get over this being stared at type deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a performance check for him to see what he gets.
Sounds like shit. No.
Hey, he rolled a 27, so...
oh my fucking god.
Apparently, getting into a fight makes him play better. So, some of the
Caleb
best
becomes a
music
rock
you've
star
heard.
and leaves us.
Yeah. I become too big. I don't want to hold you back. I gotta go on my own.
Gotta go my own way.
But so you are all settled in the bar. Kellic is providing ambiance for the bar. Aurora is sitting at the table with you all, her hood back up and kind of just sitting there. With she did get a tankard of ale for herself and is kind of sitting there. Tankard is almost her size.
I'm about to say, she's like heavy drinking tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do I even like need to ask her still? Let me look at my notes.
Tattoos.
Yeah, I was gonna ask her if she had gotten any more information on the tattoo gun during the events where we weren't talking to her.
Okay. When you ask that, she kind of glances about a little bit and she says, part of the reason I came to Red Hill, the contact I had here didn't seem to have any information for me, and also hasn't seen Zeldrif in a while.
Okay.
So I'm not entirely sure where any of the parts can be found at the moment. I know he's in the mountains somewhere. He's usually hiding out up there at times. But I'm not entirely sure if he is up there or if he's back in Grand Helm or anywhere else.
I see. Well, I appreciate you at least looking or trying to. One more thing about the artifacts that you've made. You don't happen to have any blueprints or may happen to sell those types of things, right?
Not normally, mainly due to it being kind of the business that keeps me afloat. But she kind of digs around or kind of pulls off this haversack that she has on her back, starts kind of like digging about within it, and she kind of reaches in, pulls out 3 rings that are within the bag. One that has this kind of a dark green kind of band on it, another one with a frosty blue, and the last one that has a very kind of bright yellow band on it. She said, I have these on me currently. I was going to sell them at some point, but if you want to try, I sell them to you guys for cheaper. You guys have helped me a lot so far.
Of course.
Who?
How much do you charge for them? And if you don't mind me asking, what do they do?
They're how do I explain it? You know what a blood hunter is, right?
Somewhat.
You know that they can sacrifice blood in order to imbue a weapon with magic, correct?
I had heard of it, but I didn't realize that it was true.
Well, these have a similar effect. She kind of takes she takes one of the rings. She says, Normally it requires attunement, but I know a trick or two to get around it." And she pulls out a small dagger, and you watch as she mutters something under her breath before striking the blade with the ring. And you watch, and it's the yellow ring she strikes it with, and you watch as electricity begins to pulse through the blade,
Dang.
causing it to like static. Don't you dare!
Sorry, I have to take this in case it's someone from work.
That's
I'll be
unfortunate.
right back. I apologize.
What is everyone else doing? Why this conversation's happening? We'll
What?
jump.
Wait, what do so?
They
What does the green?
immediately-
And, what do the yellow and green ones do?
So the yellow one seems to have imbued the blade with electricity.
These are
asking
for
this?
blades. Aw,
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Well, they're
Yeah, I know. I can't use any of these.
They're rings that put the effect on the weapon.
essentially they give
Gotcha.
a blood pack to a weapon. It doesn't have to be a blade necessarily. She just used a dagger.
Okay.
You could
I already
ask her
have
that.
an enchanted weapon.
Would it? Or okay? Can I motion to her and ask? Would those rings work with these gauntlets in tandem? And I show her the draconic gauntlets that I have.
They should. I would believe they would. You would have to strike one of the knuckles with them. It should imbue it with power unless it's already enchanted. There's a chance that the enchantments could fight if there is another enchantment present.
Okay.
If it's elemental, at least. If it's something else, it may not do anything. But
I'll give it a shot. How much did you say the rings were?
well, I hadn't yet.
Oh.
But yeah,
Sorry, too much sake.
the rings, I normally sell them to most people for about 2,000 gold pieces, but for you lot, it'd probably be 1,000, maybe a tiny bit less. These are quite powerful.
I don't have that much cash on me.
Hmm.
I have about 680.
I have 758.
Are we talking about
Unfortunate.
gold specifically?
Gold, yeah.
I have 949 and then 10 platinum.
Damn.
Kellic kind of.
I also got the. I also
Kellic's
have
not there.
the
He's a
crystal. I got the crystal shards. If that's worth anything.
Are you going to show her the crystal shards?
Yeah, I'll just ask her about it. I have no clue what the fuck they are.
You pull out the, what is it? I told you, I think it was 8. Was it 5 shards? 8 shards? Can't remember the number.
7.
I wrote it down. 7 shards. You kind of show her one of the shards, and she kind of, her eyes kind of light up a little bit. She kind of takes it from you and looks it over closely. And as she kind of runs a hand over it and looks at them, she offers it back to you and just says, those are very valuable. They look to be arcane shards of sorts, possibly the same kind of material used to power various arcane items. They do have quite a large price.
A
on
petty
them, yes.
soul gem. I got some investments in my pocket.
Generally, one of those the shards of about that size would go, depending on who you talked with, somewhere between 500 to 700 gold pieces a piece.
Damn.
A larger crystal would go for much more, but because it is a shard, it would work for smaller items that might need a power source.
You could keep them.
Whatever that would work for the weasel we have.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'll pull out the clockwork weasel and be like, "Do you think it might be able to work for this?"
Didn't you already power the weasel?
I did,
Okay.
but I was just asking because I don't
she,
know.
she as you kind of pull out the weasel, she kind of looks at that like almost fascinated, like a child seeing like a dog. And she says, something like that would work perfectly for a shard like that. Yes. Where did you get that?
I actually found it in
Garage sale.
Grimscar.
Garage sale.
Yeah,
and
what's it
Grimscar.
Yeah,
There's a garage sale.
Huh.
There's a Goodwill there. Are we
There's a
thrifting?
Goodwill there.
Jesus. Yeah, we found it
Not
in
sponsored.
Grimscar through the
Manifer.
Manifer. Yeah, the Mad Wizard.
She kind of gives you a nod, like her eyes not coming off of the weasel as she kind of just like, it seems to be taking in its design and how it moves as it kind of does its own thing, kind of acting as a real weasel as it kind of looks at her and shifts
Weasel.
itself on your shoulder and stuff like that. It does weasel things.
As it weasels. I don't
Yes.
know.
Weasel. Oh dear Lord, why is she calling now? Speak amongst yourselves for a second.
Among Us. Fortnite.
Fortnite balls.
Among Us.
I'm gay.
Among Us.
So,
Come here.
hell yeah.
I was looking at the tattoos, and I don't think I'm gonna get any. So if people need money for tattoos, I will gladly give.
Well,
some
I'd
money.
love to give Yotan some if you were fucking here.
Yeah.
He literally finished his game and was like, "Oh, we're gonna play one more." I was like, "Bruh, whatever, man. It's fine."
I'm just chilling, you know. I'm just here, so I don't get fined. Do I get to take a short rest right now, or just take a long rest?
I'd take.
No.
I wouldn't do anything yet. I doubt
half health, so
he'll have plans. Well, we're about to go night after we talk to her.
Dude, I'm about to go night. You kidding me?
Honestly, dude, I'm so tired after today.
Yeah. I don't like going into the office. I like working remote. It's great.
Yeah, I get to work remote all days, but Tuesday, Wednesday, so I'm about to be the same thing with you.
Usually it's Monday, Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
Today I was at home. It just feels like the day goes by so much faster when I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I apologize
Maybe,
for that.
2 things I'm gone.
Damn family, am I right?
Yeah, fuck those.
I'm barking.
What was I saying before I got interrupted?
Speak amongst
Oh,
yourselves.
she was before that. She was staring at the weasel after she finished talking. Yes.
Yeah, she took out a hammer and started hitting it.
No,
She
she
kept
just
on,
like
going into the table.
yeah,
Ew, I don't even want to picture that. An owl and a fire genasi? I can't imagine.
oh
Kind
God,
Yeah.
I didn't realize this. Oh God, no. Anyways.
Come on, Tyler. I'm gonna sex up your character. You have to roleplay.
R34.
She knows disintegrate. I'm just gonna warn you.
She could disintegrate this.
She's not that kind of
Genasi.
bard. She's not that kind of bard. I purposely made her not that kind of bard. Um, but anyway, she's kind of told you that yes, the weasel would be powered by one of those shards.
Pog. I'll ask her as well about the owl glasses that I have yet to do any work on. Just see if she has any ideas.
She takes them from you and kind of looks them over, kind of running her fingers over the. I guess you've only started.
Elder.
Yeah, I am literally I have owl glasses 0% done.
Yeah, you're looking over the incomplete runes that are on it and things and that. And she kind of looks at him. She says, "These kind of remind me of not something I would never need to use, but almost a night vision sort of enchantment, or dark vision enchantment of sorts. Something that might allow someone that can normally not see in the dark to be able to have some range within the darkness."
I am writing that down. Alright, amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Kind of gives you a nod. And hands it back to you.
I'll take it and put it back in my bag. With Jotun not here yet, I want to see if she has any tattoos prepared, like any stones that she has prepared already, or if she knows that there are stones nearby that she can do tattoos of. I just want to see what she has in stock, basically.
And she kind of opens her bag and kind of begins rummaging around. And you see her kind of every so often you get a peek of like something like a different color like shine up from the bag. She's kind of digging about, and you do hear a lot of what sounds to be stones moving about within the bag. Clearly, she carries quite a bit on her at all times. Or at least that's what it seems. And as she kind of finishes, digging about, trying to remember exactly the amount that is needed for each tattoo, making sure that she has a certain amount. Okay. As she kind of stops, kind of digging about, she looks up and she says, "I have a number of tattoos that are a number of gems that could be powdered down at any time. It's just a matter of the value of which the tattoo needs to be of."
Right. What do you think you can inscribe on Jotun that could give him some assistance? He was looking for some way to enhance his already strong powers, but just give him a little bit more utility. I wouldn't say more range, but I don't know what he has in mind. He hasn't been that talkative right now.
Most of the enchantments I have are most of the tattoos that I can do. There's really three main ones. I can enhance sort of a one's ability in a certain range of activities, and pretty much as you're saying, improve a stat, an ability stat. I can grant a person a tattoo that can be drawn as a weapon, which has its uses, and I can also grant.
I'm making an arrow on my titties.
I can also grant
shoot it at my titties.
An individual the ability of that of dragons, the breath attacks they have.
I see.
Which the dragon tattoos generally are a bit pricey due to the amount of materials they require.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Cream of the crop.
And most of these tattoos generally take several hours to complete as well.
Okay. Well, as much as I would like to give you an answer, Jotun is not that talkative right now.
I
Hi,
just
Dad.
arrived.
Jotun,
What's up?
have any idea of any tattoos that you'd like from Aurora over here?
Let me look some up.
I have specific ones that she can do.
Explain
It's not.
them again.
She can
Alright,
improve an
Are
ability
they
score.
posted?
No, because I have
Oh.
this. I have specifics that she's told you that she can improve an ability score, like Dex, Strength, or something. She can give you a weapon that can be drawn from the skin. And she can give you an elemental breath attack as well as the resistance of a dragon.
Would that still? Okay, what do you mean resistance of a dragon?
As in,
How
you are
much is that one?
resistant. You are resistant to the element of which you breathe using the tattoo.
Oh, and I would breathe that element, is what you're saying.
Yes.
How much is that one?
She tells you generally range between 600 and
Isn't there a dragon?
6 to 7 7,500.
Isn't there a
pieces?
necrotic dragon
There's
breath?
Poison.
No,
I thought there
there's
was.
poison. Oh no, there's acid. There's not necrotic. Actually, scratch that. There is. There is a necrotic. There is a necrotic, but it's one of the more expensive ones because it's gem dragon.
Yeah.
I'm just here in case people need money because I'm not getting a tattoo.
You said
I just
Six-
know I can't afford it
60?
because last time I was not even close.
60K. You said.
She said 6,000 to about 7,500.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not living lavishly.
Actually, I don't even have the
How
money
many-
from the last 3 sessions because I was missing.
Well, we're about to get a bounty, so that helps. But how much?
Calder, you have notes, right?
How much gold is one platinum worth?
Platinum's worth 10 gold.
From the last 3 sessions, did we get any gold? I know
10?
the last one we
Oh, I
didn't.
thought it was 100.
No, it's 10.
I wasn't
From
here
the
on the
2
last
before.
one. On the one before.
I have 1,000
no.
gold. That's about it.
You guys haven't made money in the last 3 sessions. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
You guys found
We're
stuff
about to turn in a
in-
bounty.
You guys found items in the mirror. Was the last
we could always
claim that you
sell
got other than
stuff.
yeah.
I could sell the blue shards if we ever get a chance to. I also have gold dust. It's like worth 10 GP, so that might be worth it.
Worth a schmidge.
Because it would be like 4,000 plus my 1,000 gold plus my 10 GP. So it'd be like, 5,000, I think. So I vote we go get our bounty first and then
I'm
spend
down.
money. Where do we have to go to turn the bounty in? Do we have to go back?
You
to-
would have to go back towards you need to go back towards Springfield, or you'd have to go up to Grand Helm to claim the bounty. Which Springfield was what you remember. It was about 4-ish days of travel. Grand Helm's going to be longer.
Okay, well, I'll leave it up to the group if we want to go turn in our bounty first.
Plus, you always
or-
you have the stuff for it, so you can
Do that
turn in the
later.
bounty at any time, essentially.
Yeah. But money and tattoos. Very nice.
Well, Aurora's probably not going anywhere, so she will always be in El Moria.
Well, that's not. She won't be in Red Hill though.
She's
Okay.
not hard. She's not hard to
Um,
find.
Okay.
So how much?
That's everyone else.
How much gold is like 200 platinum?
2,000.
I'm retarded. I don't know why I didn't just translate that. Yeah. So I got nothing.
How much was the bounty? I forget.
I want to say it
we
was.
are
Was it? Does anyone have the note
hard
on
to come
that?
by money.
'Cause
No.
I'm double
was not
checking if
here.
I have the note on it. Because if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was. I
I
want to say.
don't have the note on
I
it.
want to say it was 5,000 for him, but I could be wrong.
I don't have the note, so.
Yeah, I think it was 5,000 gold on his head. I can check later, because you're not gonna claim the bounty probably this session. I can check the transcripts at some point. But yeah,
Fair enough.
We can go turn it in and come back and pay for stuff.
Because we have to come back this way anyway if we're going to continue into the mountains.
Mhm.
That is what we're doing.
Oh, does this mean we're gonna become mountain men?
Yeah.
Do we need to go get any survivor packs?
Or hunting Bigfoot.
You do know at the moment that winter has begun. So it's getting a little cold out. It's not snowing by any means, but it's kind of like probably like getting down into like the 50s and stuff. It's probably going to get colder, so it's probably recommended to get colder weather gear. Yotan doesn't have a problem.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not only a Goliath, but also a dead corpse, so.
Do I have to get warm gear because I'm from Tiberia and a bird?
I would say this weather you would be fine with it. You don't necessarily need the cold weather gear. It's when
Just
it
like
gets,
a moderate amount.
when it gets down into like snowing, it might be needed a bit. But like right now, you guys are probably fine.
Probably.
Probably.
Well, I guess we can go to we can leave tomorrow after we all long rest and heal, and then go back to Springfield, turn in the bounty, and then come back this way and see if we have enough for like one person to get a tattoo. If that's what we want to do.
Are you telling this to Aurora or?
I'm telling this to the group. Discussing this to the group as our plans. Like, let's go back to Springfield, get the bounty, come back, and then see what the fuck happens from there, I guess.
That sounds good.
God. Who's getting their glizzy glucked?
Glizzy glucked?
Aurora says, as she kind of like listens, and she says, "I was planning to go elsewhere at some point, but I could probably just, if you're going to Springfield, just accompany you there. I'm trying to get out of this town."
I mean, you're more than welcome to come with us whenever you want. I don't think anyone here is going to complain that we have a bard that can disintegrate people in our midst. Don't think people are going to complain about that.
That's understandable. She kind of begins to nurse the ale that she got. Kind of sipping at it. Is there anything else you'd like to speak about?
No, I'm just going to go take a long rest because your bird needs some rest.
Your boy not feeling great.
I bet 46 out of 70, so it's not terrible, but that was also after I healed. So.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys finish off the night, celebrating your victory and relaxing until finding a place, returning to your places of rest.
Closing time.
Calder, I need you to roll a d12. I need you to roll a d12 for me. Or 2d6 for me. Sorry. 2d6.
2d6 coming at you. A 5.
5.
Nice.
Calder. A vision comes to you in the night.
Dream.
You see before you split in 3 different. The vision is split into 3 different areas, showing 3 towers, each of a different material. The first tower seems to be upside down. This obsidian tower that seems to be hanging from the ceiling of a cavern, dipping down into what seems to be an endless pit below. The middle tower, it looks to be a silver tower atop a mountain with ice forming around it. A continuous snowfall in the area, in kind of the direct vicinity of this tower. And the last looks to be a stone tower within a small crater, seeming to just peek over the edge of this pit that it lies within. And as you are taking in these scenes, you almost get a sense of you recognize you get a sense of the areas without being able to generally know how to get there, but you feel that if you were to see the spaces near them, you would know where they are. And then you wake up. So you all wake the next morning. Refreshed, a little sore from your battle the day previous. But nonetheless all awake, alive, and ready to travel to go acquire your bounty.
I like that you specify alive.
Yes.
What was last session's enemy again? Wasn't it just us?
It was a Goliath that you
Oh
guys
no, it was
fought.
that giant Goliath and the human. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shoot! I gotta write down what I got from him. That's right.
You have the sword in your possession right now. You don't have the shield. Kellic is holding the shield on his back.
I thought I had the shield.
We couldn't remember. Are you wielding the shield? Is that what you're wanting to do?
No, I picked up the shield and I tried to give someone the sword, and then they said that they wouldn't use a sword.
We had you
there.
put the sword in the bag of holding, and Kellic is holding the shield on his backpack.
Okay.
It's still within the party. It's just been moved about. So you guys still have it.
Right back. I need to go put up my food and charge my phone. Sorry.
God.
What is the enchantment on the shield?
You guys didn't identify the shield because you guys don't know what it is, and you don't know what the sword is either.
Calder do a magic check on it when he gets back?
He would probably need the spell identify, and that might not even tell him exactly what it is.
Wait, we could ask Aurora, right? Wouldn't she know? Or be able to tell?
She might. I would have to roll a check for her to see if she does. But you guys do wake up entering the bar first thing in the morning. Aurora's up before all of you. She is actually already sitting within the bar eating whatever breakfast the bartender had supplied to her.
I'm gonna... Sorry, go ahead.
Eggs.
I'm gonna retrieve the sword from the bag of holding, and then I will pick up... Who has the shield?
Kellic has it on his bag.
I will pick up Kellic like a baby, and I will carry him over to Aurora with the sword in him, and I will point to the shield and sword, asking...
As you pick up Kellic, he kind of seems surprised, and it's just like, is this necessary? You could just let me walk with you.
He just whelps.
It's just kind of he's letting it happen, but he's not happy about it by any means.
It's like my cat.
Well, he's not gonna fight back.
He knows he'd lose. He's like,
I choose life.
Yeah, I choose life. You gesture to them as Aurora is sitting in the chair. I will roll a check for each of those for Aurora.
Would it be with some kind of bonus because she's a genius?
She has her own thing.
Okay.
What if I gave her a kiss on the cheek? Will she get a bonus?
What if I did an intimidation check? Would an intimidation check make her work harder?
No, that's not how that works.
Let you roll with advantage because I'm intimidating you.
That's not how that would
Better
work.
fucking roll good.
Yeah.
She looks over the sword first, kind of takes it, and after a moment, just kind of shakes her head and says, it matches something I've heard about in the past, but I'm not familiar with. I can't tell you what this one is, but the shield," and she kind of gestures to the shield, "it is known as a sentinel shield.
I am back.
And it just essentially makes it easier to identify threats. And in game terms, it gives you advantage on perception and initiative rolls."
Okay, I don't really need that. That would be a little bit. That'd be a little bit overkill for me.
Yeah. Are you still holding Kellic like a child?
No, I placed him down,
Okay.
and I'm petting him on the head like the dog that he is.
He's just kind of standing there awkwardly, kind of not comfortable with this by any means, but isn't going to fight it in fear
Does
of
he have
something
like
happening.
a special spot like regular dogs do? If I scratch just right, will he start to like freak out a little bit? He is a
Hey, roll an
Canidae.
investigation check for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll something for this because I'm gonna be honest.
Roll animal handling. Roll animal handling.
There
please.
is a so you know
Let me
that
see.
people
Yeah.
people have that too, right? Like if you scratch someone in like just the right spot, like they like fold
Yeah, it's
into
called
it.
a G spot.
Yeah. No, not that.
Oh
Not that.
Yeah. Wait. No.
No.
Yeah, it happens a lot on your back. Like if you haven't been, especially if you haven't had any like human contact in a while, if someone like touches you,
Way to
just
call me
you'll
out
like
like that,
react.
Caleb.
Huh?
It would essentially
Get
be
judge-starved.
essentially it's not going to be
You're
something like
judge-starved.
it's like if you like it's not going to be something like the traditional dog sense of like the foot taps or something like that, but it would be something that like he would try to hide that he's enjoying it, but clearly he's like kind of leaning into it type deal. Like it feels
Yeah.
really good.
Wouldn't his tail
His tail would probably start wagging. Yeah.
Do
So
I roll
yeah,
animal handling or no?
Sure, let's go with that.
be funny?
Oh God!
That's such a good roll.
While you are having this conversation with Aurora, you find a spot kind of directly behind the ear, the very traditional spot. People have this spot too, actually. There are people that will like lean into this. And he kind of, you, the others that are seeing this happen can see on his face that he's like trying to like hide this, but it is very clear that he is leaning into it, and he is enjoying it. In
Immensely.
Immensely, yes. There's a pleasure to it that, like,
Only a
eyes
dog
kind
would
of
understand.
yeah, eyes rolling a tiny bit, and just kind of like, okay, this is kind of nice.
Old Yeller time.
Other time. But yeah, that's what she explains
I
to you.
got my crossbow.
But oh God, no! I just realized the joke you made.
I'm glad someone caught it.
It took me a second, but I got it. But yes, so that's her answer to you. Is there anything else you all would like to do this morning as you were in the tavern?
Yeah, what kind of stores they got there?
In this small town that is like literally like 2 roads in total. Based on what you
got like a gem store.
Based on what you had seen walking
But
about, you know that they have a single store in the town. Seems to be kind of like the everything store. They have like very standard weapons, equipment, a very small number of magical items. They're common though, commonly used magical items. You also identified a church and a bank that's within the town, but other than that, there's not much.
I'm gonna go to the store, just see if they got any good snacks for the road.
Okay, you could get rations, which would be or essentially it's like mostly like preserved breads and meats type deal. There is a
You got
couple
any like
like
specialty snacks for the town?
they have
Like
like
chocolate rocks or some shit.
chocolate rocks. They have like local like vegetables and stuff and fresher
Do
foods.
they have any like party favors, like black tar
rings.
heroin or
They-
like
No.
Weed.
They're not gonna have drugs within the store. They
Hey,
do
they got
have a few
gin.
alcohol. They do have a couple of things of like alcohol, like bottles of gin and rum and things of that nature.
I'm gonna get me a bottle of gin, a bottle of rum, and a handle of tequila.
Tequila's a little harder to find. That probably wouldn't be here.
Understandable, you know.
But for the
They can't
rum
all
and
have mezcal.
for the we'll say a fifth of rum and gin. I blanked out on what the other one was. It would you'd probably ring up about 10 gold pieces.
For both?
Yeah.
So 10 gold pieces for both.
And you can put those as a custom item.
Oh, I'm already way ahead of you.
I figured as such.
It's gonna come in so handy. You don't understand.
Oh dear God. Does anyone else have any plans? Maniacal deeds?
You
Devious
gave
licks.
alcohol to the Firebird.
Oh boy. I'm about to do fire dancing. I've realized my mistake.
Molotov cocktail. Molotov cocktail.
It's not the first time, won't be the last. Anyways, if there's nothing else going on, Kellic retrieves the cart, brings it to the tavern as you guys kind of wrap up your various activities. And you all
Day drinking.
climb aboard, including Aurora, and begin your trek westward, eastward. Yes, eastward. For brevity of time, you guys, the trip's uneventful. The road between Red Hill and Springfield seems to be pretty tame for the most part. You pass by other travelers and such. Kind of
Me and
off.
Yosin just play I Spy.
Yeah.
Dude, you're so bad at this game.
And you were after about 4 days, you do arrive in Springfield. Town is as you had left it about 5 days before. You guys were just here. You arrive about the end of the day on this 4th day. Trip taking a tiny bit longer than originally intended, but you do make it about the end of the day, kind of 2 hours before sunset. And you all make your way to the guild of which you had acquired the bounty. Entering it, you see the space. There's various adventuring types within this space. There appears to be a couple of stronger individuals speaking to each other in the back, all dressed in various forms of armor. There's look to be 2 magic practitioners having a conversation off to the side, both holding books in hand as they're speaking. And there's one individual who's standing kind of by this little kiosk almost area with various bounties kind of hung around the space that he's in. It's a half-elven man dressed in kind of simple clothing. Does appear to be the one who kind of runs the guild, though. About middle-aged man. He seems to be busy at the moment going through various papers and such.
Does he have a bell on the counter?
You know what? For I'm intrigued. Yes.
I'm going to walk up and ring the bell.
What else did
Okay.
you expect would happen?
Hey, I've seen some crazy things happen with these bells. Okay. I just wanted to see what he'd do.
I take
I
the bell
eat it
and I
whole.
shove it up my ass.
The man kind of pauses at what he's doing, kind of glances over and just says, "Oh, hello. What brings all of you here?"
I'm here to collect on a bounty. I'm gonna place down. Do we have the original bounty post of like
You tore it
hey,
from
this
you
collect,
tore it
you're
from a
missing?
board. You had it like you tore it from a board.
Cool. I'm gonna slide that across the desk.
I would
And
assume
I'm
that's
also
what you
gonna
got
slide the
signed.
petition of all the witnesses.
That's what I assume you got signed with
Okay,
the
yeah.
bounty page.
We slide that across the desk, and we're just like, here you go, bucko.
Can you roll a
Got
persuasion
that
check for me?
Goliath taken care of.
Roll a persuasion check for me real quick. This is simply to see if he needs more than just the signatures and stuff.
I got a 16.
He almost seems dumbfounded as he kind of like looks over these signatures and stuff. He says, I'm only going to ask this because I'm curious. Do you have anything of his?" As he kind of like begins rummaging around under the kiosk and starts like moving stuff around.
I'm gonna kind of look back and look at Kellic and Yotan and just be like, we have a shield, I think we have a sword, and I think we have a ring of his as well.
He said the sword would be good to see because we did have a description of that. You hear him.
Oh, cool.
You hear like a jingling of like coins underneath, like out of sight as he's like moving things about.
I'm gonna just turn back and be like, "Hey, can you pass me the sword?" Yeah, he wants to see the sword. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna show him the sword.
And you kind of place it on the table as he pulls out a small chest that he sets down, kind of slides forward, and he takes the bounty poster that you set down, slides it under the desk, and he picks up the sword and begins to like look at it. Looking inside the chest, there are 5,000 gold pieces. It's about a small like hand chest, but it is filled to the brim with gold pieces.
Heist.
I thought about that in Red Hill because we're like, there's a bank. Hello.
Do we go for this?
You're given. He's giving you the chest.
No, we're not gonna rob a guild hall.
He's giving you the chest of 5,000 gold pieces.
Oh.
He slid this across the counter to you, picked up the sword to look at it.
We should that. I will take
We're
that
planning
under
to
advisement.
steal the
Though.
thing he's giving us.
Yeah. Oh my god, we stole him! I
And he's looking.
your hands.
He's looking at the sword like fascinated before like kind of handing it back to you and just says, "I'm impressed. We've had a number of individuals that attempted to find him, and those that did, few didn't come back. The others told us horror stories of what had happened to them. It's good to see the threat is gone,
they're not
though.
the Disco Infernos, because we are the Disco Infernos.
I beg your pardon.
We are the shining light in this region.
Wait, did the Goliath take something, or did he just grow?
He was just killing people in the mountains and stuff.
No, I mean when he grew.
Oh, he didn't take anything. He just
Yeah, it was a bolt, right? Oh,
he had he had a ability that allowed him
Runic
to do that.
Knight. I can do that as well.
Huh.
Yes.
Probably would have come in handy.
What? Becoming a giant?
Yeah. Against another giant?
But I'm also a medium small creature. I'm not that big.
Yeah, he was considered a large and became a huge creature.
I'm like 5 feet tall, which is like.
Oh, you
gigantic
just go
for an
up in one
Aarakocra.
size. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm 5 feet tall, which is big for an Aarakocra, from what I read. I swear.
Anyways, yeah. So he gives you the 5,000 gold pieces that you now have in your possession.
I wonder if there's like a. Oh,
Uh,
Sorry, go ahead.
some of you do notice as you guys kind of like collect this bounty, there are a couple of people eyeing you within this guild hall, kind of like some of curious, some of almost jealousy, due to the amount of money you guys just made out of this. But no one really says anything. They just kind of keep where they are. So they kind of talks amongst themselves.
Can we like Baywatch walk out of the guild hall? Actually, before we leave, I want to ask the bounty guy something real fast.
Yeah, I'd also like to
I'm
ask if there's
gonna
any
do a
other
whole.
bounties.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna ask him if there's any other bounties in the areas that we're going to of Stone Farm and up in the mountains.
The only one that I have here is for a black dragon that's up in the mountains. Not many have pursued him.
I don't.
But
can we take on a dragon?
Those who have,
I don't know if we can.
Not come back.
I don't think that we'll be able to take on a dragon.
Probably not.
If I had the feat that Orion had, probably. I feel like we could.
It's a class ability.
Oh,
it's not.
That's what
just
I'm saying.
So,
if I had that ability, I probably could. But
okay, so the way that it works, it's Giant Smite, and it just says you become large. That's it.
yeah, but I would
You're
be able
already
to.
large. You just.
Yeah, but I can grapple large creatures, but I can't grapple huge creatures. But then I would be able to grab. If I was huge, I would be able to grapple. What's after huge?
Gigantic.
I would be able to.
Yeah.
I would be able to grapple gigantic creatures.
You wouldn't be able to
But
get to the huge size.
You can't be huge. Large is the limit for Giant Smite.
This individual had a very specific ability that allowed him to become huge with that ability.
Oh,
he was altered.
That sounded so cool, dude.
Yeah, it's not as good as you think it is. Like it's good for strength checks, but I'm not a strength based character, so it's not really worth it for me. If I'm getting grappled, I'll do it because I'll just get out of the grapple immediately.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's not really worth it for me.
Oh, he informed you about the black dragon Lurbill that still has a bounty on their head, which is a very large bounty of about 100,000 gold pieces. But as was told, many people those who have gone have not been seen or heard from again.
Well, I guess we'll just be on our merry way.
How old is the black dragon?
Because we'll start to head out.
It is an adult black dragon, I want to say.
It's a baby.
It's not a baby, but he's fairly young, yes. I believe he's not an elder. I'm going to check my notes on that, but I believe he is not. Anyways, though.
I just don't know if... God damn, I don't know if our party is strong enough to take on an adult dragon.
I doubt it.
Like, it just doesn't...
proper protection.
We're strong. Well, here's the thing. A young black dragon is strong. A level 5 party could take on, is what I'm reading. And if we prepare for this right, with tower shields or like fortifications, like temporary fortifications everywhere, so that we can just move from fortification to fortification. Like, we could draw the dragon to us somehow. Into our battlefield.
Make a trap.
Exactly.
Make a trap. That'd be interesting. I don't know how trap setting works in D&D.
It can get complicated, but
well,
it's doable.
What if we went true Monster Hunter on this and tried to figure out the location and just make a trap centered around where it lives?
We would need the fat. We would. It just depends what the trap is. Let's try and figure out a
Yeah.
trap first. Like something that would obviously hold it down.
We should try and see if there's any
Or if we
other
could just
dragon hunters in
impale
the
it with
guild,
like a.
and see if they have any
If we could
advice.
just impale it with a giant fucking like trunk of a tree.
Yeah, but that's the thing is if it doesn't
that'd
kill
be-
it, now it's just impaled and pissed off.
Yeah, but good luck trapping it. Like, what's gonna fucking hold it? Like a net?
A chain net.
We have to
Because
get
it
like.
doesn't have fire
we'd have to
breath.
get, like, a
No, it has
mithril
acid
net.
breath.
Collapsing
Never
a
mind.
cave on a dragon would definitely
Well,
trap
it depends. If it had they were magical chains.
If it was like a mithril chain.
Mithril.
But
Please, your
Mithril,
God,
mithril.
not say mithril.
mithril.
Do you have any ideas, Evan, on how to trap this thing?
Fighting a dragon can't be
We need it.
can't be damaged by anything else but magical weapons. Has resistance to most elemental effects that it can cast, depending on the color and depending on the size. Has a decent range. Has flight of about 120 feet. Dark
So we
vision.
bring it. Okay, first of
true
all, we bring
vision
it
as well,
inside.
so we
It has-
can't.
The trap has to be brought inside because that'll prevent it from flying.
What is this, Dragon's Reach?
Yeah. Well, the thing about trapping a dragon inside is that typical dragons have layers. That being said, layers are large enough for the
Like an
dragon.
ogre?
Wait,
Out.
if it's in a cave or like on some mountain pass, we
I
could
really do
potentially
not
cause
want
like a
to
landfall
cause-
in
no.
front of it.
No. The thing with that is that is bludgeoning damage, no matter how crushing that weight is. I doubt that it would be much to a dragon.
No, I'm saying to trap
What
it
if we just get a halfling?
inside.
What if we get a halfling to go in with a magical ring that lets it turn invisible?
Just stop.
And what would
and
that
then pour
halfling do?
molten gold over it.
DMCA.
How about we just
already
get a
do
really high level
Right
monk
strike.
and we get him to and we give him invisibility and he just goes and use quivering palm on the dragon and then just instantly executes it. How about we just do that?
Good luck finding a monk that we can afford.
Listen, I doubt that I'm not even level 10 yet. I don't know if y'all leveled up last session, but
I did.
We did
give him a
not.
level. No.
We're still level 9.
I don't have much that could fight a dragon.
And I don't have magical weapons either.
You don't have any magical weapons.
I mean, my
Like,
Fisticuffs
realistically, I'd be like the
are
only person
kind
that could
of-
fucking fight it. But that would be a shit show.
no, they're
I mean,
not.
like,
They're not
I
even-
could deal damage. I just die instantaneously, and I don't have the DPS to consistently deal damage. I deal 12d4, 6d8,
Oh,
and 10d6.
dude! I just thought of what I could. Dude, what if I got Aurora to give me an enchantment for a tower shield that I could pull out of my asshole or
Ass.
something?
You gotta turn around and bend over.
Fart it out.
Comes out.
You have to turn away from the damage.
Dude, a
It's a
tower
fart.
shield
It's
would
on
be
your taint. You gotta
sick.
pull your nuts up.
And it would be a tower shield my size, so you guys would
proficient with
definitely
it.
be able to hide behind that thing.
Are you
What about
proficient
a
with it, Mr.
bastion
Newcastle?
I would be able, yeah, I can use shields and still can be considered, what's it called? Armless hand-to-hand
Hands-free.
or
Well,
hands-free
not
combat.
That's not
I'm
what
gonna
asking.
I'm gonna
I'm
make
asking-
this comment real quick. Those tattoos that I was talking about for her, they are strictly blades. It's nothing else. And they have to be able to fit on a body part.
Yeah, and guess
Ooh.
what? The edges of that tower shield are bladed, so it's a tower. It works.
It wouldn't fit on your body.
This is such a cock move. Ugh.
You're asking me to pretty much give you something that would be god tier. I'm not.
Not
doing it.
really. That's the exact same thing, except it's just a shield.
Let me tell you what. You can do it with daggers, log swords, rapiers.
I mean, I can just get a
scimitars, and
shield and
short
do the
swords.
same thing.
Yeah, you would have a better chance just getting a shield. the tattoo itself for the blade is already super powerful. So, like giving it like anything else would be almost
I
ridiculous.
just wanted to be defensive, tanky boy. I don't want blades. Those are for pussies.
I would rather us look for some magical items before trying to fight the dragon. But if y'all want to go balls to the wall, man, Calder will teleport the
What if we
fuck
got
out.
more
wanna fight this
people?
dragon?
No, let's just not fight him.
Okay. The one thing that I would want us to have first would be some sort of wondrous, rare, or very rare item. Because depending on the dragon size, that is not something that we really fight and make out alive.
This game
I'd
just got.
love to learn more about the dragon size to see if it's doable, but I severely doubt that it is.
God.
One call. Just D&D.
For a game based in imagination, it is very restricted.
It's not restricted. It's just we're gonna die, and I'd rather not reset.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying just like in terms of what can be done with what.
There's another thing to
Well,
do.
it's like anything that you do. You can't just go in and be like, I'm gonna go to the in-game area and start fighting bosses
What?
without some
Speedrun.
sort of preparation.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like between the tower shield thing and then there was something right before that. What was it that I tried to do that just didn't work? It's just unfortunate. Oh, the giant thing. God, I got so excited about that.
It's
Damn.
really a subclass.
Okay, I'd love to get some upgrades on our gear while we're in town before we leave.
This is a town of
And
guilds.
I
So
mean,
that is
the only
possible.
the only upgrade I would want would be better armor, but like I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford better armor.
Yeah, well,
You
we
guys
have
just
that
acquired.
5K. We can
Yeah,
either
you guys just
split it
acquired
up.
5K.
I mean, we have what, 4
Yeah, I'm not
people?
gonna use all 5K. I'm gonna use all 5K for myself.
Yeah, obviously. But
Just gotta be
all
smart
I
about it.
need to do is find a trainer to teach me more spells. All that y'all need to do is get more upgrades on your weapons and armor. I could possibly get an armor upgrade, and then we can dish out loot
Well-
as needed. Because I feel like double familiar druid would be fucking hilarious with a clockwork weasel.
But I already can do that.
Triple familiar druid would be hilarious.
Because I can do conjure animals, my wildfire spirit, and then the weasel wouldn't really do much.
The weasel works with find familiar. It doesn't work with a druid spell.
Okay.
Does
Gay.
cold breath freeze stuff?
Cold breath
or no?
can freeze stuff, but it doesn't give a status effect. It just does cold damage.
At what point does it freeze?
They die.
It would do like liquids and stuff.
Oh wait, they die by the time. Oh, so like, what's the point?
More gruesome death than what they were already gonna have.
So you can't
do a
you can't
status
really
effect.
you can't freeze the way I was thinking. Like you can't utility freeze. You just kill them.
No,
by
it's
the
not
time.
like a
it's
Pokemon
very
status.
it's a very there's very niche abilities that do that, but they're for very specific monsters.
Damn.
Well, is there an armorer in town?
There is an armor guild. That you
I'm
could
gonna
find.
I'm gonna go to the
find.
armor.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna go
The
to the
armor
armor
guild.
guild.
What
to
kind
see
of
if I can
armor
get
are you looking to
better
acquire, my friend?
A fucking armor that's better than AC 15 that doesn't give me disadvantage on anything.
Yeah, what are you proficient in? Are you
Studded
proficient?
leather.
You're proficient in all
Um,
armor, right?
You're probably only gonna have studded
light and
leather as
medium.
your highest.
What is light and medium? Okay, your
Light and
highest. And what's your strength, too? Because some of them require a certain strength in order to be able to be used.
13.
You have scale mail now, right? Or is it
I have half plate.
you have half plate? Half plate, I think, is as good as you're gonna get. Yeah, half plate is as good as you're gonna get at the moment.
Is there any like enchanted item or any enchanted armor I can get?
If I'm remembering correctly, in this town, let me double check my notes. Let's double check the notes. I want to say it was like it would take a period of time to get an enchantment done, and it would be like over a week
No.
for armor.
Do they have a curio shop then?
A curio?
Yeah, like a mystical armor or a mystical item shop.
Yeah. They would. Yeah, there's a guild for magical items. That's where Calder did research for 3 days. I think it was.
I would go there with
I'll just
him
go
if
there
he's
and
heading
see.
there.
I'll just see what the fuck they have.
Okay, so
Maybe I can find some like enchanted cock ring or some shit like that.
I think you all went there. You guys went there a few days earlier. I remember, and they didn't have much
did they
that you
have
were looking for, but
did they have they had like a quarterstaff that was like a hive. I was like, that's sick, and he was like, it's
Yeah,
$1
they
million
had-
fucking dollars.
they had they had 2 quarterstaffs. It was a staff of
Why don't
withering
you
and a
need a
staff of
quarterstaff?
swarming. It's for
Well,
druid spells.
if they have any other like, if they have any like wearable items, maybe like a an earring, maybe a necklace or a ring.
They
anklet.
did. I
or
do
a
remember
bracelet.
they did have a few rings. If I'm remembering correctly, they had it was what he told you, a ring of obscuring, a ring of mind shielding, and I think it was like, there was one other ring. I think it was a ring of evasion, were the 3 that he spoke of.
I have the ring of evasion. Or I have a ring of evasion, I think.
Yeah. They didn't have
What
much.
about like
They were kind of limited on certain things, mainly because the war was pulling from some of their stuff.
So do they have any like any other like whatchamacallit, wearable items? Maybe like a circlet or gloves? Or is it just the rings?
They had a few, I want to say they had necklaces and stuff. They had a few amulets.
Cool. What are the amulets like?
They had an amulet of proof against detection and location, which one of the party members already has. They had I think like 2 clockwork amulets. That was really it. They didn't have too much. They had a little bit.
Are you talking about my amulet of proof against detection and location?
Yes,
by the
that's
way?
why you guys would know what it is, because this guild has one as well that they're selling. I think they had bracers as well. They had a single set of bracers.
What were the
they
bracers?
had bracers of defense. They were selling for $5 grand, which increases the AC by 2.
Oh, that's not useful for me at all. Yeah.
No. Yeah, that was kind of it. That was all they had.
Yeah, I guess I got nothing else to do.
Okay.
I just hang out for now.
I'm gonna go find a magic shop and see if they can teach me teleportation circle and greater invisibility.
I'm going fishing.
I'm going fishing. I'm gonna roll a check.
And got a fear.
You do find a place. They are selling a scroll of for the teleportation circle specifically. They're selling it for. My throat is fucking getting raspy. About 2,500.
Holy fucking shit.
Spell scrolls are expensive.
Yeah, I get that. Fuck. I don't have that much money. God damn it.
You guys have the 5 grand.
That's half of it, man. For one fucking spell. Wait, hold on, let me look at the spell. Let me make sure this won't fucking change the entire game on us.
Essentially, you can only teleport to places that you've seen the
Yeah.
sigil for, which you have, I think, 4 sigils. Actually, that might have been reduced to 3.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can get us all through wherever, though.
Yeah, your party size is not too big, so I think it transports up to like 8 people.
Yeah. No, it's any creature that enters a portal instantly appears within 5 feet.
Oh, that's right. The teleportation circle is technically infinite.
You just place it. Yep.
Teleport is the one that has 8.
Yeah.
That's right. All right.
All right. Yeah. How much money do we have?
If you're giving up if you're pulling from the 5 grand, it's the 5 grand turns to 2,500.
Oh, we haven't even touched it.
No, you guys have the full 5 grand. No one's touched it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab the scroll then, just because this will make travel a lot faster.
And then you guys can split the 25 grand amongst the rest of the party as you 25 not 25 grand, 2,500. About to do a pyramid scheme on accident. All right, you guys can split the 2,500 amongst I think it's the 5 of you, if you want, or you guys can accumulate it in ways that you need to spend it if you need to. Aurora's also with you still. She is in the town with you.
I will go ahead and start working on getting this to memory.
Okay. Do you wish to speak with Aurora? Because I know you were talking about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if she has any spells that I don't have, whether it be lower or higher level than me. But she can also help me put this scroll into my book, right? That I have advantage. Smile.
She doesn't know how to. So, well, I think she technically could. Her magic's a little different than yours, but she technically, I think, could help a little bit. I think she would lower your AC, your DC to do it. She would lower the time it would take, not the DC. It would. There's no DC. She would lower the amount of time it would take you to put it in.
Okay, that's fine. Because this has a DC 15, and if I succeed or fail, it gets clapped.
Okay, scratch that then. If there is a DC, because I forgot about the scrolls, she would lower the DC. I'm not going to tell you what she lowers it to, but she does lower it.
Please, dear God, don't waste 2,500 fucking gold. I got a 10.
That is just enough.
Thank fucking God.
She lowered your score by 5.
That's what I thought she would do. I wasn't gonna say anything just in case you're like, haha, no.
She also knows teleportation circle, so that's the reason why it was +5 to your thing.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. So, now with ritual casting. Oh, wait, I have to prepare it.
By the time that all of this is wrapped up, it would be probably an hour into dark. So you can either leave town and head off into the dark to travel back the other way, or you can rest for the night.
Do y'all want to stay?
I don't mind a little adventure in the dark. That's up to y'all, though.
I'm down for the adventure. Otherwise, I was gonna try and I don't know, either meditate or see if there's any info I could gather on, I don't know, dragon hunting.
We can go ahead and stay then. Yeah.
Cool.
Because I'll go ahead and prepare a teleportation circle for us to use.
Where are you trying to go?
Does anybody else want to take the wheel, or mind if I? Is there a guild for, I guess, monster hunting?
That would be
dragon hunting?
That's the adventuring guild.
Adventuring guild. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Where you guys had gotten the bounty for the dragon. You'd seen a bounty for the dragon.
I see. How many people are still there? Is it still busy at this time?
The most people would have gone on their way, either probably going to like the tavern or like leaving town. There are a few that still remain. They seem to be older gentlemen, look to be worn adventurers of sorts, most of them covered in various scars and markings. It's about 3 of them. There's a human man in a set of plate armor that looks to be worn and tattered. Various scars over his face. His hair mostly gone. Probably due to either adventuring of some sort or just stress or age. There is a half-orc as well that is speaking with them, dressed in leather armor with a bow across his back. And the last individual looks to be a... My god, I'm forgetting what the race is called. What is the race called? Because I know exactly what race it is. Oh, they added more races, so now my page is bigger. Shit, fuck. Give me a second. They added 30 more races. Shit. They are a... I have to scroll so much more. Asmar, that's it.
Okay,
Dressed in kind of a cloak of sorts. Doesn't seem to be carrying anything on them that you can see. It seems to be a thinner build than the other 2, as they're kind of speaking between each other.
Let's see. Should I ask them about the stuff, or should I ask one of the, I guess one of the employers about it?
Yeah, the guy that you had seen earlier is still there as well.
Okay.
He
okay,
is
yeah.
kind of standing. He's still standing at that kiosk, kind of doing his thing.
Okay. I guess I'll walk up to the kiosk and greet him. Hello, sir. Do you mind telling me a bit of information about the black adult dragon you mentioned earlier?
Yes. What would you like to know about it specifically?
I guess for the average, or I guess for the average dragon expedition, what would one need for hunting these types of creatures?
Well, it would depend.
Has anyone reported to you any notable, I don't know, activities that the dragon has?
Based on what we know, it tends to keep to itself every so often, coming out to plunder various convoys that may be heading over the mountain range. There are a few rumors as well that it might have a connection with individuals that work in criminal activities as well, but nothing confirmed, mainly just rumors.
Does it have a name?
Letterbell.
Let's see. Hold on. How do you spell that?
Let me pull that up, and I will give you the exact thing. It is Larebil. It's Larebil Yog is the name, which is -YAG is Yog.
Gotcha.
Larebil Yog.
Okay. Do you happen to know any other dragon hunting folk that could help me otherwise, or guide me in any way?
There's not too many around here.
I would assume most would perish at the end of the day.
Many
Trying
of
to hunt these
the
types
ones
of
we
things.
used to have, yes, did fall to this dragon in particular. And dragon hunting's not too big of a thing nowadays, unfortunately. We don't generally have issues with the ones that are known, except for a handful, and generally we try to just avoid them.
I see. Well, back in my day, in my old tradition, we used to cherish dragons, but I believe now it's around the time to start breaking the tradition.
Kind of gives you a few nods. Just kind of thinking over what you're saying.
Thank you so much for your time,
It was a
and
pleasure.
and I guess I'll walk out back into the city streets.
Uh-huh.
Have we anywhere else to go?
I don't think anyone else has anything they wish to do, unless I am mistaken.
Was there a weapon? Did we go to a weapon shop?
No. I don't think you went to a weapon shop. Did you guys
Be
go
there
to a
one?
weapon
We
shop?
went to a.
There would be a forge that you could go to.
Could I talk to him about maybe a collapsible tower shield?
Possibly. It would probably have to be something you have to get commissioned that would take time to build.
Of course.
And I'm going to roll to
Something
see.
my size.
I'm going to roll to see how long that would probably take, and how much of an expert this individual is. The individual you talk to says he can get you a shield like that. It would take him probably about a week to make, because would be a slightly more. It would the kind of idea he would make is you know the shields in Rainbow Six, right? The ones that you kind of like they slide down and then they kind of lock up.
I figured there'd be a locking mechanism.
Yeah, it starts out kind of like it's about like 2 feet tall and it's about 4 feet wide, and it's several metal panels that would lay against each other. And essentially, is when you want to use it, you would yank it, and it would slide the panels down, and they would lock one on top of the other.
I'm sure I could also just like jerk down really hard and it could slide out too, right?
Yeah, something like that. Like it would be some aggressive motion to trigger it to slide out of its holding and then lock into the shield shape. But it would take roughly a week to make.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he would charge probably about, for a very specialized thing like that, 100 gold pieces. Nothing too crazy.
That. And I'd also look into getting it enchanted as well. So can I stop back by the bauble shop, the mystical shop, one more time and just ask if what they can enchant onto a shield?
They would be able to put either a resistance to it or a increase in the AC bonus. Because the AC is going to be, it's still going to be a +2, but I'm going to add effects to the shield that are going to help with certain things.
What about thorns?
Are you talking like if a creature hits the shield, it like has a chance of hitting back, essentially? Is that what you're trying to say?
It just does like minor damage back, or like
basically
may inflict bleeding or something like that.
That would be in the initial design if you wanted that.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
It wouldn't be an enchantment, it would be a design feature.
Yeah, that's true, you're right. It would just be serrated or spiked. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I would do that.
For, like, poison.
And then what would you say? What were you saying about they
would either be able to give you a elemental resistance, which would be pricier of the two, or you can get a increase in AC, which it would go from a +2 to probably like a +3 or +4 depending on the level.
And you were saying, I remember you saying that, but you were saying something else as well. You were saying something to help with.
Oh, I'm gonna put features on the shield because I have to craft the shield up myself.
Okay. All right. I'll look more into enchantments after it's crafted.
Yeah, it's gonna take a week. He does tell you that if you aren't around when it's done, he'll hold on to it until you come about.
Sweet.
So, you've done that. Spend that 100 gold. I have it written down. Anything else? Anyone else would like to do any shopping or talking or anything of the kind?
I'm ready to go meditate.
Okay. You all find a place to rest, which is one of the local taverns. Probably the same one you went... No, you guys didn't stay at this tavern here. You stayed at someone's place. So you do find one of the local taverns. A room here is about 5 silver pieces a night. You guys... How many rooms do you guys want to have?
I mean, we can bunk together if we have to. Save money.
It's your guys' choice.
Yeah.
Just determining how much I have to charge you.
I think we can fit, what, like 2 or 3 people a room?
Yeah.
You have an uneven, so 1 3-person, 1 2-person.
Yotan just kind of stands in the corner of one of the rooms generally.
Yeah.
So 2
I'll
rooms, so
bunk.
a gold piece for the night.
I'll pay it up.
You guys end up finding a place to stay. Calder getting his spell copied into his book and available for his usage.
I already prepared it.
Yeah. Why the others go about their business getting information about things they want to know or commissions for items they want to acquire.
While I have time, though, I will be studying my serpent ring.
How would you like to study this ring?
See if it reacts to any, like, arcane magic being pushed into it, or see if it reacts to any cantrip spells that I know that I can just cast for free.
Let's roll an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Because you're still not attuned to it yet because you have to learn how to attune to it.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. About an hour of messing around with this ring and kind of getting things. There's something strange about this ring. It doesn't seem to react to most of your magic, for the most part. You're not getting the reaction you're wanting from it. It's not producing anything that seems to tell you exactly what it is you are supposed to do to it or with it. Though there is a period you kind of take in the design of it, kind of look it over, and as you're looking at it, you kind of get an idea of like what kind of creature this would represent, this ring. And the green gems that make up the eyes, you feel like there's some importance to the color. And you're not entirely sure, but you feel like somehow that this ring, something about the way that, there's something about the way this looks, there's something you need to focus on in order to get this ring to react to you.
Green eyes. And something with the way it looks. And what did you say it looked like?
It looks to be some sort of almost draconic serpent of sorts. Though it seems to lack any sort of wings.
Right.
It just seems to be this sort of serpent of some kind, but it doesn't resemble anything of like the material plane. It seems to be of a serpent of a different plane of sorts.
Okay. Thought I remember you sending me a picture of this, but...
I don't have a picture of this.
You know what it reminds me of? Hold on.
Oh wait, yes, it actually scratched that. It does have wings, but they're tucked on the rings. It's a serpent-like dragon. Sorry, coiled in the shape of a ring. I'm reading the description. I didn't think it had wings. Yes, it does. I lie.
This is what it reminds me of. Whenever you say it. That's from Dark Souls 2.
It's similar. It's similar, but it would be more of the. It would be more of a, almost like a spring coil shape. Would be more what it was like.
Interesting. Wait, so does anybody recognize this?
No, none of you have been able. I don't think he's shown it to anyone. Anyone who's looked at it so far hasn't been able to identify it.
It's not in the fucking encyclopedia, even though that's why I bought the book. Was to just be like, oh, what's this?
The way out.
Looks it up.
Just read another one, lol.
Volume 2.
Yeah.
But that's what you come to the conclusion with. Is there anything else you would like to do this night? This very night?
Night on this night, Christmas night on this night.
Other than probably take another look at the scrolls that I have if I have more time.
Okay, so as you are preparing for this, there is a nagging at the back of your mind. Something like almost something that's trying to draw you to rest, but you can choose to ignore it.
Fuck it. I've already had too many sleepless nights. I'll get some rest this time.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything to wrap up their night, or is it simple?
I'm
to
asleep.
bed?
Yeah, I'm gonna meditate.
It's been an eventful day.
Yes. So you all rest for the night.
I'm drinking a shit ton of alcohol, and then I'm gonna have meditate.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Calder, roll 2d6 for me again.
Of course. Something calls to you to sleep. Oh, wow, an 8 this time. I have yet to roll over a 10 this entire time.
Well, lucky for you, there's a reason this was recalled again. I will say, I didn't mention this before, you've been having the same vision every night, though, of the towers. And it seemed to get more and more vivid each time you had the dream. This final one that comes to you, the vision extends further. In the vision, you see the same 3 towers, and then replacing each tower seems to be some sort of terrain. The first, the one where you'd seen the obsidian tower, shows a giant door made of iron, gold, and platinum, depicting a phoenix with its wings stretched in flames below it.
Pause. You're gonna have to repeat that. There's a lot of adjectives.
A giant door of iron, gold, and platinum, depicting a phoenix with its wings stretched and flames below it. The silver tower you had seen, Phoe, Nix. Yes, I lost the word and I was like, where is it in my notes? The silver tower is replaced with a iron cast door at the end of a hidden walkway of a mountain. The door is slightly cracked as you can hear voices speaking within the space beyond it. And the last stone tower that you see a semi-collapsed tunnel with a set of odd metal double doors beyond the rubble of this partially collapsed cave. And with that, the vision continues as the scenes change more.
Hold on, pause. Jesus Christ, man. Your reading comprehension is faster than my fucking writing. Alright, Stone Tower is a collapsed cave with a double door at the end.
Yes. Beyond the rubble.
The Silver Tower is an iron cast door slightly cracked in the snowy mountains, and the Obsidian Tower is a giant door of iron, gold, and platinum depicting a phoenix with wings out.
Yes.
Okay, continue. Jesus.
You see in the first vision, the Phoenix door is replaced with a familiar cloaked figure sitting upon a very comfortable-looking chair within a study, his golden beak reflecting the an arcane light that seems to be hovering near him as he is reading a book. The iron cast door is replaced with the scene of very familiar bardic gold dragonborn singing and playing his lyre as he is in the company of several other golden dragonborns that seem to be very familiar, are very similar to him in appearance, as well as a silver dragonborn, very familiar silver dragonborn with a white staff, who seems to be watching off to the side, an irritated look upon his face before he gets up and just leaves the room. The last shows the silhouette of a large man standing over a table, darkness seeming to hide his features as he is looking over various scrolls and books that are before him, muttering under his breath as another individual approaches him, a smaller, black-feathered individual in a cloak and a hat, who comes up to his side and offers him a cup before the visions fade. You all wake up the next morning, refreshed. A lot better than you did the day
Send me
after.
that, please, dear God. I can't get it all. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I 100% expected me to have to send it. And
I'm
my
just like,
word,
typing looks so fast.
so the wording of the notes is going to be different than what I say, because my wording is a lot better after the fact.
That's perfectly fine. As long as I get the gist.
It's gonna be in pictures as it normally is, but you know.
That's fine. I'll transcribe it.
Anyways, you all wake up the next morning feeling refreshed, prepared to go. Kellic is one of the first ones actually awake. He went up early and went and acquired the cart for all of you. As he is awaiting.
Yo, we got
outside.
a cart.
You've had a cart.
Let's go.
But he gets the cart for you, parks it outside of the tavern, and seems to be waiting for you guys to come out. Is there anything you wish to do this fine morning as you prepare to leave the town? Take your silence as no.
Oh, what did I get from fishing? Not a good day on the river, I assume.
Roll me a d20.
Or use the metal one. 17.
You caught about 3 bass. Pretty good sized fish.
Fuck yes. Can I sell them on the market?
You would get roughly about 15 gold pieces for them.
Fuck it.
Like in total.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Like 5 per each.
Yeah. They were pretty good size. Like, it would feed someone for a meal. Like, they were pretty good sized fish. Probably about 18 inches. I don't know if that's big. I don't think fish. It's a good sized fish. Let's just go with that. I'm not going to give numbers. I give up on that.
I was waiting on you to give up.
I give up. I concede. I concede. Good size.
Like, just give up. It's whatever.
Yeah. But anyways, as you all gather to the cart and prepare to go, I assume you guys are heading back towards the mountains?
Yep, gotta go to C.O.N field.
You're okay.
Head back to Red whatever to see Aurora still.
She came with you to.
Oh right.
Here.
Door.
But she's kind of up and like ready to like send you guys off, sort of thing, because she's planning to go to Grand Elm. Is someone panting? What the fuck?
Oh no, I'm petting my cat.
Oh.
I'm petting my cat and like my jacket.
Oh, gotcha.
It sounded like scratching.
My cat keeps on squeaking at me.
I haven't heard that one. But anyways, yes. she is ready to see you off as you all gather to your cart. Seeming to have her own bag packed as she looks to be ready to travel.
Well, stay in touch. We will hope for the best. Don't get into too much nonsense over in Grand Helm. They might try and recruit you, knowing your strengths. So
Yes, it's slightly the reason I'm going up, but I won't be traveling towards the front lines in any ways. I'm offering my service to the king.
what a noble act. Well, please stay in touch. Let us know if you ever need anything. We'll always be at the call. Now that I have a little bit of teleportation magic, I can bring the party to and from some things.
And she gives you kind of a nod. She says, and you do the same. Safe
course.
travels.
And you as well. I guess so.
She, as you are, as like you two are like getting ready to depart, you watch as she kind of digs into her pocket, and she flips you a coin, copper coin.
I'll grab it out the air.
Yeah.
And be like, well, thank you.
You notice on this coin there is a rune on it. A very familiar rune to you because you know this spell.
Is
It
this
is
the fireball coin?
It is fireball. She says, as she kind of turns, she says, "You might need this. It's always good to have one handy." And just type in, I think it's Galnova's glyph coin, and then just specify fireball.
Okay.
And she turns and begins making her way north through the town. She is ready to travel on her own. You all gather your things, prepare yourselves into the cart, and begin to push westward once again. The first 4 days, relatively uneventful. Finding the journey is actually quicker as you reach Red Hill about probably early afternoon, with still time to travel and reach the mountains if you so choose.
I don't know if we do.
Like you would make it to the from the town right now. You would make it into the mountains, and you'd probably get a few miles into the mountains before
We have to set up camp.
Yeah, before setting up camp.
Would we rather try and do a little job while we're here?
I don't know.
Or should we just balls to the wall go?
When you guys were here earlier, there wasn't much in the town going on, so.
Okay. We can go ahead and go then. I don't mind it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll
You
go
all-
ahead and find to see if any one of the shops, like magic shops or magic guilds, have a teleportation circle.
There is not a shop here that is like that. There is a single shop. This is Red Hill. This is a very small mining town.
Right.
There's nothing of the sorts, unfortunately.
That's fine.
But you all push on into the mountains, making it a few miles within the range. As you kind of, everyone roll. Let's do wisdom saving throws for this. I'm gonna assure you it's nothing bad. This is just telling me
18.
certain things. 18.
I
Where's everyone
got a
else?
dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Just like, you're heading straight for a dragon. Just like, uh-oh.
What did everyone
You
else get?
see dragon marks everywhere.
I got 2 rolls. What did the rest? Coach, got a 5. Hey, Yotan. Jotun. Jotun.
Jotunheim.
He died,
He apparently died. Did he fall asleep at his computer?
perhaps.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised.
He does that pretty often.
Yeah. I will roll it for him. Where is it? There it is. Okay. As you guys enter the, like, kind of prepare to stop for the night, Kellic, Kosho, and Yotan. Actually, Yotan wouldn't be affected by this. Scratch that. Kellic and Kosho both seem to almost get nauseated and seem to be, as you guys are like stopping for the night, Kellic is kind of holding his head, kind of swaying back and forth a little bit as he's not looking sick by any means, but he looks dizzy a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of grumbling under his breath about just an odd sensation in his head.
Should we stop and go ahead and start resting, or do you think you can try and manage? I don't know if I have anything to cure any ailments like that. Here, and I'll take out a jug, Nate, and say, honey, and pour out into a little glass some honey for him to try.
And I'll pour some rum
into the honey.
honey rum.
He takes the honey and he like kind of sips at it a moment and just he's kind of looks at you and just says, I can keep pushing. It's just I feel like there's just, I don't know, it's something weird. My head's almost clouded. I don't know why.
Try to rest, and we'll move you over from the cart to our tent. I may have to put up a hut for us, but if need be, I always can.
And gives you a nod as he kind of like gets the cart to a stop. Kind of keeps kind of, I'm not gonna say picking at, but kind of like slowly trying to eat the honey. As you guys get to a place to rest for the night, the horses kind of relaxing as they kind of just are detached from the cart and tied off near the side. And as you guys prepare, Kellic actually passes out within minutes. Kosho as well, within minutes of you guys setting up camp.
Okay, so is Jotun considered a large creature?
Yotan is still considered a medium creature, even though he is tall. He is still considered a medium creature.
Cool. I can fit all of us into a tiny hut.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
it just requires 9 creatures of medium size or smaller. It fails if I try to include a large creature or more than 9 creatures.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you would all fit within the hut. The horses probably would be on the outside, but you would all fit in the hut.
Yep.
So you set up the hut, kind of get all relaxed or whatever. Who would like to take watch? Those of you that are still conscious, at least. There are 3 of you conscious.
Well, if we have all of our stuff in here with us, we don't have to.
You don't have to if you don't want to. Yeah, you can rest.
No. Nothing can get into this.
I know.
It's just that the horses may die, but Jotun can pull us.
Oh God.
No.
No, I'm saying like, does anyone want to keep watch?
I'll stay up a little bit, just fiddling with the ring, keeping watch.
Okay. How do you want to fiddle with the ring in your time of keeping watch?
Okay. Green emerald eyes, and something how the way it looks, half-winged, but tucked.
If you want, you can roll another Arcana check for another hint.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that. Oh, 25.
Can I buy a vowel?
Can I buy a vowel? A. No.
Pat, I'd like to solve, please.
As you are kind of looking over this ring over like the course of like an hour, you get the sensation that the ring itself seems to resemble a creature that is most likely either bonded or the gift of that creature is in the ring in some way. And there's something that tells you need to focus on the creature itself. And kind of looking at it, the eyes you feel hint to something specific on the creature, whether that be its color or something else.
Hey, I know animals. Can I roll to see if I would know anything about the animal?
Would you be awake with Calder during the first watch?
I can wake him up for the second
Yeah,
watch.
sure.
Or that.
Yeah, so you're both up, and Yotan is still up as well, technically, because he doesn't really sleep. But
Yeah.
you're all sitting there, chilling.
I'll ask him. I'll be like, hold on, let me yawn first. Goddamn.
Damn it, you're making me
like,
do
"Oh,
the
yawn."
same.
Yeah. I'll say, I've been trying to figure this thing out, man. But it's just like, it's almost like I need to do something related to the serpent sort of dragon, but just the eyes keep throwing me off. I just don't know what the eyes would mean, because I have dark vision, so I can't try and enhance my vision for some sort of thing. But
Oh.
No,
What
what do
roll
you
would that be if I were to roll?
Your choice of Arcana or Nature.
I'm gonna do Arcana.
Yeah, for a druid, you don't have very good nature stat, but
I got a 11.
an 11. Looking at this thing, you've heard of creatures, you've heard of entities that are like this one, but you've heard of them as creatures of myth that like they were told in folklore and in stories of like creation and the kind of the various planes of existence and things of that nature, but you can't remember anything specific on them.
I guess I'll just repeat that to him.
Yeah.
Let me try something real quick, and I'll just walk freely outside of the dome. Doesn't dispel or do anything. It just kind of sits there.
You have to stay within it. That is a note of it. I'm pretty sure. It dispels if the caster leaves it. That's the requirements that I've always seen with it.
Hold on. All other creatures and objects are bared. Alright, hold on. Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast this spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. Yeah, inside is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather. Until the spell ends, you can command the interior to become briefly lit or dark. The dome is opaque from the outside, and any color you could choose, but is transparent from the inside. Oh, the spell ends if you leave its area. God damn it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was it. It pops essentially the moment you step out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, So if I were to try and cast a spell through the inside to the outside, I'm guessing it would bar that.
You could stick your hand out. You just can't leave the thing.
Okay. I'll stick my hand out, point it kind of like away from everything, kind of towards the ground almost type of deal. And I'll see if I can like manifest magic into casting like a dragon's breath attack through the ring. Like see if I can summon like the magical urge to like do like a flame or poison attack through the ring.
You focus on this ring for a good minute as you kind of attempt this. Nothing comes of it.
I'll kind of sit there and be like, it wasn't a breath attack, because I just tried to focus on that and trying to see if the ring has any effect. What else do you think it might be? Something with like green or eyes. but I just can't put my finger to it.
I have a feeling I know what it is, but I feel like my character sucks.
It couldn't be anything like true sight. That would be far too strong for a ring like this, I think, but it couldn't hurt to try, would it? And I'll kind of like pull the ring inside, put it up to my forehead, like almost like a prayer, but like putting the ring like to my forehead and seeing if I can like get more like sight or senses from the ring type of deal.
You focus on this ring, pressing it to your forehead for multiple minutes, and it just kind of presses against your head. That's it. You don't feel anything from it.
Motherfucker. Well, I'm out of ideas for now. Are you fine with taking the next watch, Ryan?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the hay. Good night. Well, Calder will go and find a spot to sleep and go ahead and start resting.
Okay.
Short rest or long rest?
It's going to be a long rest because you guys can take shifts during the long rest. Orion. If you would, I would like a perception check, please.
Haha, I didn't have to take one, bitch.
That is a 14.
14. There's a period in the night after Calder falls asleep. You hear a noise some distance away, kind of towards the west. The sound of cackling and blades clashing. Probably based on what you can tell from the sound, it's close, but it's not super close. But you do hear a fight of some sort ensuing before silence falls for a brief minute, and then a blood-curdling long howl that lasts for probably a good 30 seconds before silence then falls.
Lovely. And I don't see anything.
You, based on what you can tell from where you are within the dome, it's this. The noise seems to be coming from the west, and you think it's coming from what looks to be about probably a few hundred feet away. There is a ridge that it's like a valley that kind of dips down between these two mountains that you guys are on. And it's the sound seems to be coming from there.
All right. I am going to wild shape into... This is going to be very ironic, but I'm going to wild shape into a bird.
Okay.
And then fly above.
What kind of bird specifically?
Fucking one that has night vision.
Okay, an owl. That's all I need to know. Yeah, so you become an owl. You take off into the night.
Yeah.
Roll me another perception check. With the owl stats, which I can pull up.
Yeah, what are the owl stats?
I don't know if you...
Because I rolled mine, I don't know.
Let me check.
No, I have to keep on pulling it up.
An owl, not a giant owl, just a regular owl. You have your perception. It's a +3.
Oh, mine's better though, I think. Oh, no,
and you get advantage on it though. You do get advantage on it.
So 17. Oh my god. A 17 or a 17.
That's crazy. 17 raw, and then with the perception, it's a dirty 20.
No, it was a 14. It was a 14.
Okay, 2 14s. Okay. Well, that's...
But I got it's +3, so 17.
That's good enough. As you fly over, you can see within this ridge, you see multiple bodies, looking to be gnolls, many of which are ripped to shreds and torn apart, for the most part. And
The
over one
knoll
of
bodies are
the gnolls,
apart?
there's about 15 gnolls, all dead. Their blood soaking the stone around them. As one of the bodies has a dark figure in a set of armor crouched over one of them, seeming to be tearing flesh from this gnoll, and seems to be feasting.
And I cannot make this creature out, can I?
You can, based on what you can tell, the creature is clawed and has this almost just like pure black fur on its hands. The armor and the cloak it is wearing seems to be preventing. The armor itself is preventing you from seeing it, and the sort of hood that it has on top of the armor seems to be blocking its head.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just go back and keep watch in the direction that I last saw it.
Okay.
Or maybe... yeah, I'm actually just gonna not go back. I'm just gonna keep on watching it for a while.
You watch as this thing tears it. It eats a significant portion of this knoll, at least from the torso, at least, like tearing out bits of guts and muscles and stuff, and ripping them apart, blood dripping from its claws. Before, after probably about an hour of just tearing this thing apart, it just sits there crouching in front of it, just unmoved, staring at the body before it. And you do see it after it probably sits there for another hour, so you sit here for like 2 hours watching this thing before it kind of gets up. You hear it shifts its head in a way, and you hear like its neck crack before it extends out a hand, and this what looks to be a very simple like hammer of sorts kind of materializes in its grasp, and it kind of flings the hammer onto its shoulder and slowly begins to walk kind of towards this very narrow walkway that goes up the side of this valley up to one of the top of the mountains. And as it walks, the moonlight for a moment gives you a glimpse of what looks to be a white and blood-covered skull snout, as well as a forked tongue that seems to be every so often peeking out from behind the set of teeth and wiping away the blood that is on the tip of the snout.
Is it going up the ridge onto our side or onto the other side?
So the road you're taking right now kind of goes into a valley. The ridges are on either side of the valley.
Uh-huh.
It's going up the ridge that is to the
Okay.
south side of the valley.
Okay.
And it's slowly walking.
So it's not coming towards us.
No.
It's not coming towards our camp. Okay.
Like, it's going in the general direction of the camp, but the ridge is forcing it to do that, and then it looks to turn towards the mountain once it gets to the top of the ridge. But
Alright,
this
I'll just keep
individual
on
is just kind of walking up there holding this hammer as they're kind of moving about. And you see it just every so often just continues to lick at the blood that's on its claws and on its face as it's walking. Are you just kind of chilling there?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on him. I'm not trying to follow him. I'm just trying to see where he goes, if he's coming towards us or if he's just kind of meandering.
As this thing starts walking to the south, once it gets to the top of the ridge, it probably moves about 30 feet from the ridge before stopping for a moment. And you see it kind of sniffing at the air for a moment, the tip of the bony, the skull kind of peeking into the air before it glances back, eyes going directly onto you. Very familiar set of yellow eyes. And it stares at you for a moment from underneath its cloak before turning around and then continuing to walk, heading southward.
Alright, well, if he's walking away from the camp, I'm just going to go back to the camp then.
Okay, you head back to camp. The rest of your watch goes uneventful. With the knowledge of this creature out and about, but you do not see anything for the rest of the night. The rest of your night comes to a close. Finding the following morning, I need everyone to actually roll a wisdom saving throw again for me.
Lord. 18 again.
I got a 19. 19.
Kosho? Kosho?
Sorry.
Wisdom saving throw?
Oh, sorry. There it is.
JC's mom has got it going
Okay.
on.
The three of you are perfectly fine this morning. Calic, on the other hand, seems to be in a worse state than he was the night prior. Seems to no longer have a center of like balance anymore, center of gravity. Holding his head as the light, he seems to be sensitive to light. Groaning about this awful headache he has. He's kind of just sitting there. You gonna check his what?
His neck and his head. Like from his like chest up for any like bruising marks.
You're gonna check his head.
Investigation.
I'm gonna take out my holy water.
Fuck. 16.
You don't see any bruises on him or anything. There
No
doesn't seem to be any kind of reason that he should be in this state. Though I will say, you do feel there's an odd sensation you have in your own head. It's nothing that is affecting you, but there does seem to be something, and you're now starting to realize it, that there's something that's messing with your mind a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the feeling from, it doesn't seem to be just one source. There seems to be three that you're getting this feeling from.
Okay.
But you're not entirely sure what is the source.
Let's see.
But Kellic at the moment, due to his
Is it the ring?
ailments,
It's gotta be the ring.
he is currently considered stunned.
Okay.
Because he is on. You have to help him walk. He can't do it himself at the moment.
Wait, can I try to... Let's see.
I forgot how awful the spell is if I fuck up.
What spell?
Contact other plane.
Oh,
If
God.
I fuck up the DC 15 intelligence save, I take 6 psychic damage, and I'm insane until I finish a long rest, which means I can't take actions, can't understand other creatures, can't read,
Ooh.
speak in chipper.
Can I use Physician's Touch to try and end his stunning?
Yes.
Awesome.
That'd be kind of nice.
Is that, that cost a key point, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, so you do this, you kind of, it's like, I'm assuming it's like, almost like doing, like, not acupuncture, but,
Pressure.
You've seen Karate Kid, right? You've seen the shit where he just fucking massages the shit out of the area and then bam, it's good to go.
yeah, it's
basically that.
It's essentially removing chi blocks, is what they call it. It's opening the passages for energy or whatnot. There's a science behind it. The stuff they say, I think, sounds a little ridiculous, but there's definitely a science behind it. It does work. But who am I to judge something that works like that? So yeah, his ailment seems to kind of fade as you, for probably about 2 minutes it probably takes, kind of hit certain points on his neck and his head, and the sensation seems to fade, and he seems to be fine. He does seem to still have a slight headache, but other than that, he is no longer stunned. He can walk about and do his own thing. And he thanks you
Awesome.
for that.
Question.
Yes.
Can I search the area for herbs or roots that I can use to make a potion?
Survival.
Fuck yes.
And speak amongst yourself for a second. I'm going to pee real quick. What is your roll, though? I will tell you.
I am going to spend a lucky point.
Okay.
Well,
I did not roll very well. Let's put it that way.
That would
I
make
wonder
sense.
who's trying to screw with us.
I wanted to cast a spell.
That's
but
a 26.
You find enough to make
God.
probably enough materials probably to make about 3 potions.
Cool.
What are you casting, Evan?
I don't want to cast a spell. I just wanted to remind you of something. I have the Ring of Mind, like protection or whatever.
Mind shielding.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't. No one can read your thoughts. Is essentially what it does.
Well, it also blocks magic to read thoughts, determine whether I'm lying, know my alignment, or know creature type. Oh yeah, no, never mind.
No,
I thought it would protect from.
It doesn't
divination.
affect. It doesn't protect against psychic effects. It protects against the determining of psychic from a person.
Yeah, that's fine.
Discuss your plan. Come up with your RP for the morning and IP fast.
I'm thinking we just.
Does anyone know how potion making works?
Yeah.
Anyone know how potion making works?
I have.
Can I just make like a bunch of different potions?
There are several ingredients you'll have to find in order to make a potion, and then
depends on your roll.
there's what an amount of time it takes to make
Well,
to like
'cause you'd have
boil
to
it or
brew it.
I
broil
hope
it
a
or whatever.
26 does decent enough. Just so you
You
know, I
have-
rolled a nat 1, and I did a lucky point, and then I got a 26. So,
I do have
yeah.
some. Hold on, I thought I had some empty spell bottles.
Do I need bottles?
I mean,
What is
you'll
happening
need containers for it. I don't know if you need bottles.
Who's
I mean, I have a
picking up
water
and-
skin.
You.
I mean,
you
you'll
would-
need some. You'll
Okay.
need something. Something that'll like withstand. You know, boiling temperatures and stuff.
Do you have like an alchemy set or a potion?
I
set,
do.
I think it's called. Yeah, you would be able to
Joke's on
make it.
you, I have an herbalism kit.
You herbalism, you'd be able to make medical herbs. Like you'd be able to like mash up stuff to
It
make
said
stuff that would.
potions.
It does say potions.
It says like when I looked up herbalism kit, it said that I can make potions of healing and other such things.
Yeah.
I can make a antitoxin or any potion of healing, is what it says.
Okay, yeah. So you would be able to find the materials with that 26 to make either you'd be able to make like 3 regular healing potions or a single greater healing potion.
Well, shit. Hold on.
I already
Regular
have
healing
a
potion is
regular.
2d4 plus 4.
Plus 2.
I'll just make a greater healing potion. I already have one, but I'll just make
Roll another check for me. I think it needs to be. What would that be? Medicine. Let's go with medicine. And you add your proficiency if you're proficient with herbalism kits.
Well, don't gotta worry about that. That's a nat 20.
And that 20, you make the most bomb greater healing potion ever. So add that to your inventory. Also put as a note, because you did get a natural 20, there's a +2 to it as well. So you get an additional 2 points because it's that good.
Pog.
I'm rewarding you for getting a natural 20 on a fucking crafting roll. And those 2 points may not seem like much, but they will save lives. I've seen it. Anyway, you guys gather your things. And I assume continue on westward? Or how are you wanting to travel? You have the valley ahead of you, which probably has more paths ahead of it based on what you would kind of guess. There are not really trails to the right or the left, but there are definitely pathways that you could take that would be kind of like making a trail, but...
Well, we just need to make the horses feel as comfortable as possible.
So
And
you go
also
straight.
Yep. And also, we don't want to fucking die to the bandits.
So
or
is it a
dragons or
4d4 plus 6?
44 plus, and you'd be a 4d4 plus 6, yes, because it's usually a 4, yeah. 4d4 plus 6.
So, real fast, I have 4 potions of healing, 4
Yes.
greater potions of healing, and I
Mhm.
have my super special potion of healing. So, I'm going to dole out a potion of healing, of greater healing, to everybody else in the party.
Okay. So each of you add a potion of greater healing to your inventory.
Pog.
I don't think... I'm pretty sure Caleb is missing.
Potion
So
of greater healing.
I will add it to his...
Yeah, it's a potion of greater healing, so it's 4d4 plus, or 4d4 plus, or 4d4 plus 4. Okay.
Don't have a stroke now.
I don't know why I thought it was 4d6, and I was like, that's too much. And I was like, wait, what is it? What is a regular healing potion? I was like, that's a 2d4. I was like, fuck. All right, but yeah, you guys are welcome. I'm just gonna start keep those bottles. I must keep on making healing potions.
Okay.
I should have done this for a while. But...
You guys begin your travel once he has brewed his potion this fine morning and distribute out the others. You begin your travel, entering this valley to find what Orion had found the night before. What looks to be a massacre of sorts. 15 dead gnolls, all ripped to shreds. Some of their heads caved in from some means of a bludgeoning weapon of sorts. Others seem to be torn apart, whether by claw or fang. And there's one body in particular that looks to have been picked clean. As you guys kind of bring the cart into this area, the crimson-colored stone around the space, making the air smell heavily of iron and rot, as the bodies have seemed to have spoiled over the night.
Gross.
As
Is there any way that we can avoid this thing?
you just kind of move through, you can move through the space. There's nothing there. It's just the gnolls, the dead gnolls.
I think he meant creature.
Yeah, there's no creature here. It is just the dead gnolls.
Okay.
But you guys move through, Kellic kind of holding a hand over his snout
Yeah, we'll do the same.
as he's not too happy about the scent. The horses filing their own complaints as you guys move through.
Shitting themselves while not speaking common.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if it's not in like a foresty area, I might try to burn the bodies to get rid of
It is
them.
not. This is a stone area. There's a forest that looks to be ahead of you, some distance.
Yeah,
But this
I'm
area specifically.
I'm casting a firebolt and tossing it over to the bodies to try and catch them.
Okay, yeah, you burn multiple bodies, producing this now the scent of burning flesh in the air.
Well, we're leaving it. But
yeah,
still.
but yeah, it's now the sense of burning flesh being left behind you, catching a quick whiff of it as the wind kind of blows through for a moment. And as you continue your travel and reach this forest, you do find that at the bottom of this valley, near the bottom of this valley where this forest is, there seems to be 3 branching paths The trees aren't too thick around this area, so it's a very thin forest. It's like trees scattered about, but you definitely have a clear sight of all directions. You can see towards the north. You can actually see several large peaks, one standing over the rest, that seems to have snow falling down onto it, as well as the ones around it seem to be snowing a little bit. Directly to the west, beyond the trees, looks to become more just stone-covered mountains. There's very little plant life to the west, to the west of you in particular. And towards the south, you see ahead these very luscious areas, these places that look to be very abundant with various plant life and other things, as well as large, almost amethyst geodes that seem to be sticking from the earth. These large pillars of amethyst that seem to be extruding from the rocks in some of these areas, as well as many animals moving about within these areas. You see that it is a very busy area for wildlife. You have 3 paths before you, though.
So we have the mountains, the stones, or the luscious path.
Amethyst, luscious, or mountainous, right?
The amethyst is the luscious one. It's amethyst with the luscious plant life. The barren stone area ahead of you, and a set of snowy mountains that seem to be the only ones that are getting hit with any kind of snow, or seem to have any snow on them.
This definitely sounds like...
The amethyst path sounds like a honeypot, I'm not gonna lie.
I would rather go towards the snowy path, but that is only because of the dream that I've had, and I'm not gonna voice the dreams to the party. I'm gonna say my gut
No,
feeling.
we can go the mountains.
Snowy path. No. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think a dragon would be living up there in the snow. Which direction would Stone Farm be in, though?
It's more north west.
And the directions
So towards
are...
the mountains.
Southwest or north.
Okay.
South is barren, west is luscious.
I will say the
mountains.
sensation you are getting, that weird psychic energy you're kind of pulling off of, is strongest to the north and the west. It is faint to the south, but it is present as well. But it seems to be different.
What if it's from the dragon? Oh my god. That'd be funny.
Psychic dragon.
That'd be pretty cool.
Would it be the first time?
I'd say, yeah, let's head up to the snow. That is the north, correct?
Yes. So you all begin heading northwards towards the snowy mountains. Pushing on through the day, most of the day, making it a pretty fair distance before night falls, as you reach kind of the edge of this snowy mountain range within the mountain range. The snowy area within the mountain range. Yeah, that sounds better. Roll perception checks as the sun is setting.
Okay. Perception.
14.
Crit fail.
I got a unnatural 20.
Kosho would be able to notice this. As the rest of you kind of look about this area, Kosho, you do notice near one of these, kind of near the tops of one of these mountains, there seems to be a whitish, or this glistening, almost point that seems to be coming off of part of the mountain. Only a bit of it is visible, but it seems to be glistening in the afternoon sun.
Glistening in what way?
like that of metal. Something shiny, probably silver iron type.
Okay, interesting.
You said silver.
Is there light being like protruding from it?
Its light is reflecting off of it.
Or okay, interesting.
Can we take the cart up to it or no?
It is the end of the day, and it doesn't look like the distance to it would be. You wouldn't make it in a reasonable time. You'd have to travel most of the night towards it. And there doesn't seem to be a clear path towards that specific spot, but there is. There does seem to be a way that you could travel in that direction.
Okay. We'll head towards it, but I guess rest for the night.
Sounds good.
All right, you all gather your things and do as you did the night previous, producing the dome.
Yep.
And finding yourselves.
Ponder the orb.
Ponder the orb.
Okay. Do another Arcana check during my time to check out the ring.
Okay.
10.
Oh, can I check on the ring?
You can roll an Arcana check as well.
Can I try? Oh,
Fuck it, I'll do two.
could I?
I'll do an Arcana check as well.
I don't know if Arcana ties in with this. Well, could I also try a religious check?
You can certainly try. The DC will change, but yes, you can try a religion check.
Okay. Actually, let's see. Which one's higher? Oh, I'll try Arcana. Fuck it.
Okay.
19.
God damn.
A 19. Kind of looking at this ring further, getting the idea. You get the same sense that Calder had gotten the night before of this ring looks to, the only way to activate it is to focus on what this is based on what he has told you as well, and you kind of build upon this. You have to focus, it seems that you have to probably activate this, you have to focus on what the ring possibly represents, or the creature that is tied to it. And based on what he had kind of tested out the night before, you know the eyes don't have anything to do with specific abilities that the creature may have, but more so, it probably is a resemblance of the color or element the creature possesses, therefore giving an extra detail on what the creature looks like.
I try talking to the creature, or like thinking of talking with it.
You would have to be. You could try if you wore the ring, but it is Calder's ring. So.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll give it to you if you want to try it. Let me know if anything happens.
So what are you focusing on specifically as you put this ring on?
I guess. I don't know. Some sort of dialogue, or
you're trying to commune with the ring, essentially.
Yes.
I'm gonna check something real quick because I want to double check something. I want to make sure I'm not crazy. I am not crazy. Cool. All right. You spend some time trying to attempt to commune with this ring, focusing on it and whatever creature may be latched to it or other such things. As you do it, there is a period of time you do hear a very quiet voice, though it is one of which you cannot understand. The language it is speaking seems to be ancient, consisting of a lot of words that involve producing a lot of growling and hissing. But it is an ancient language of sorts that you do not quite understand.
Angry hissing?
Just hissing. Like the words come out like as growls and hisses.
Cool.
What language is that in?
Grr.
It's a language he cannot speak, so he doesn't know. You've definitely heard the language before, but you're having trouble identifying it because of the way it is speaking. It doesn't quite match to a language that you know the language, you know the languages, and you've heard it before. You're not 100% though which one of the ones you don't know it is.
Cool.
But that's all you got.
Do I know the phrase? But now that I've heard this, do I know the phrase? Well, it's hissing, so never mind.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to reproduce it.
I'll take it after he tells me that, and I'll try it, because I know a fuck ton of languages.
Okay.
You know what? I don't want to tell you about it. No, just kidding. No, go for
Let's roll another Arcana check.
it.
Fucking damn it.
Nah, I'd rather let Mr. Man over here.
I'm having Calder do it.
Yes.
Okay, another Arcana check. Oh, crit. 27.
You hear a voice speaking in Draconic, but it seems to be an older dialect of the language. At first, you have a little trouble understanding some of it. The words seem a little broken to you, but you quickly come to realize that it is more obviously an ancient dialect that you don't quite know, but you know enough to understand what it is saying. Whatever this voice is saying, it is something of it almost sounds like it's speaking in like a rhyme of sorts, but it doesn't quite rhyme in like it rhymes in Draconic. It doesn't rhyme in Common, but is essentially telling you to in order to attune with the dragon inside, you must focus on the one you wish to find, type thing. Did I just rhyme on accident?
Yes, you did. I hate you.
Whoopsies. Maybe it does rhyme in Common. I don't know. But that is what you get from the ring, and it seems to repeat it multiple times before the voice fades.
Focus on the one that you wish to find.
In order to attune to the dragon inside, you must first focus on the one you wish to find. And with that Arcana check, what I will tell you is essentially what it is telling you, which you would be able to get. I don't know if Evan would get it, but Calder would get it. That you need to focus on the dragon being represented by the ring itself.
What?
Could I try invoking Lair Boyog? Yog?
No, he has to focus on the dragon that is the creature that is represented by the ring. He has to
understandable.
picture this serpent-like dragon in the color of the eyes in order to attune to the ring.
Cool.
Which by this point, you guys would have been at this for about almost 3 hours of trying to figure this thing out. And by that point, you would be probably only be like an hour into like the actual resting, because you guys had a bit of time to screw around. So there's no punishment for being up late. But yes, you are an hour into your long rest. Kellic took his leave and went to sleep when he could.
I'll wake up Orion for the next shift again.
Yeah, but you now know how to attune to your ring.
Except I don't have enough fucking attunement slots. Let's see, what can I get rid of? I can unattune to the clockwork weasel. I don't really need it right now.
It just acts like a weasel when you're not attuned to it.
Yeah. I'll probably take out the power source.
There is a way to shut it down without removing the power source, but
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll turn it down.
it has a mechanism to actually shut it off and stuff. But I'm not gonna make you guys roll anything. You guys get through the rest of the night peacefully. As you guys rest for the night, this will be the final thing. Calder, you do get another bit of a vision. I'm not gonna make you roll for it.
Good God, dude.
As you are having this vision, you do receive the original vision of the 3 places. But as you do, you notice that the imagery of the snowy mountain and the silver tower seem to be larger than the other 2. Almost as if telling you where you might be headed. And before the vision ends, where it usually ended, when it goes dark, you find yourself standing in a dark place, kind of staring into what seemingly is the abyss for a moment before a figure kind of emerges from the darkness in front of you. Cloak over the head, armor on the body. You see upon its chest 2 runes. The rune of... Actually, no, you see a single rune, sorry. Just below the clavicle that's peeking out underneath the chest plate of the armor. And the rune you identify is that of the curse of the Mind Hound, Jericho. And as the figure stands before you for a moment, and kind of the cloak shifts slightly, you see a pair of yellow eyes gaze upon you for a brief moment before you are snapped awake. Kind of waking with a start type deal. And as you wake up, you do hear, lingering in your mind for a moment, a familiar voice that says, "Where is the paladin?" And that's where we'll end. That's where we'll end tonight's episode.
So much lore.
So much lore. This was a lore-based session. Great times. I also will say, I'm gonna let you all level up because I didn't let you do it last time, and I wanted everyone to be here for the level up. Clearly, Caleb's not here. I don't think he fell asleep, but that's fine. You all get to level 10. Congrats! You're doing it before the other party. Yay! And you guys traveled in total, let's see, 4 days that way, so that was 8 days. Then another 2 days, so you traveled 10 days in total. Awesome. Cool. I'm going to make a note of that, because you guys have progressed further in the timeline. A little closer to the other party. A little closer. They're like more than halfway through the month already. Or not the month, the zenith. But you guys are getting close. I'm slowly catching the timelines up to each other. It's great. I'm so excited. It means nothing right now. It'll mean something later. But yeah, so you guys leveled up. We can discuss that later or whatever. If you need something from me, let me know. On another note, for those who are watching, we hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed this story. And if you wish to catch us in the next session, there are 3 ways to do it. Join the Discord, where you get notifications whenever we are going live, as well as being able to talk to us, and possibly, if we ever do something like this, take part in one-shots or other things that we might do in the future. Might. Depending on how bustling the community becomes, I think. You can also follow us on Twitch, where you are watching currently. Turn on those notifications for whenever we go live. best way to do it. Turn on that bell. Or follow us on Twitter, where I try to post exactly when we are streaming every week and on the day of the stream, so you know the specific times. And if you want to catch up on previous episodes, we have beautiful playlists crafted just for you on the YouTube page, which are perfectly organized to listen to them in order.
Organized.
They are organized. The YouTube is actually organized. The rest are nothing else about this channel is organized. It is just the YouTube. I have done more work on the YouTube than anything else, which is hilarious, but it is the truth. But we hope you guys enjoyed, and we hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.